Welcome back, everyone, to our world of darkness. Does anybody want to give us a recap of what happened last time?
I don't remember. It's been like a really long
Well,
time.
we all...
It's been a month. We've been trapped in this forsaken dimension.
Where did we start the last session? I'm having a hard time separating.
We started it, so we started it after you guys took a break, and then you started his second presentation.
Society.
Okay,
Right,
yeah,
the
we started
societies,
learning about the societies.
mages.
And it's very complicated, and there's a lot of different factions and
A lot of layers.
sections.
He gave us
and
lasagna.
There was lasagna.
There are some folks that want to bring the abyss to
We met.
the expanding the
Mhm.
abyss. That's a problem.
We met Nick.
We did meet Nick.
Automatically knew he was
lit.
post-military
I lit a candle with my brain.
after 2-minute wait.
We all learned a little bit more about magic. And then after our presentations,
We all went home.
we all went home. You and I went home together because I'm not going to my home.
We met the guy first.
Yeah, you went to breakfast.
We
Oh,
went to
oh,
Denny's.
oh.
We
Yeah.
went to go meet the man at the desk. Lorican.
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 Yeah,
And we had Denny's.
we had Denny's.
Not affiliated. And then, no, not sponsored.
But
And then we talked more about what happened at the
Boathouse.
boathouse.
And all the other crap.
All the
That
other
led to
stuff
the
that was
boathouse.
happening.
Which was apparently a large concern.
Then we went home.
For like
And we all had
a couple
dreams.
hours.
Yeah, an afternoon effectively.
And then we had a
Shared
nightmare.
Yeah, shared nightmare. Where the creepy crawly tentacle monster was underneath all the water everywhere.
He was watching. It was watching us.
Yep, it was watching us
Something
even from
was
cups.
watching
I
us.
poked it, it moved. And even the lake
Undulated.
moved. Ooh.
Undulated.
It was everywhere.
There
it was
was-
everything.
There were stairs to
All at
nowhere
once.
that we tried to walk up, and as we got to the top, the pulse thing stopped, and then we all violently woke up.
Yeah.
Immediately came together.
Immediately called
Hellfire.
I want every
Alfonso!
I want every viewer at home to know it has been like 2 hours.
Slap happy. Alpheus.
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 hello,
We called
Al.
Alpheus.
Called him,
Alfredo.
explained what happened, more or less, and he was like, okay, well, somebody will be by to get you.
And then we all got taken to
The
an
Men in Black
abandoned
came to get us.
place in the forest.
We went through a portal.
Through into a portal. We held hands in a library and meditated.
Did we hold hands?
It's in my brain.
Also, in Stephanie's brain in the background during that part, Kumbaya was playing.
I mean, if you'd have grabbed Jamal's hand, he'd have taken it.
And
I'm like,
then
okay.
I
we
guess we're doing
shared
this.
the dream thing that we were in and caused Lorokan to bleed
Bleed
from potentially
everything.
all orifices.
Did not shake his pants.
And then let us know that we got the attention of something really bad and that no one but us remembers or knows about the happenings at the dock. And then we went to sleep.
More or less.
You all, thankfully, sleep undisturbed for the
Oh,
rest of
thank
the evening.
goodness.
There are no more freaky dreams. There are no more strange happenings.
Get my willpower back.
You wake up
Merciful
feeling.
God of the abyss, thank you.
You wake up feeling rather refreshed, actually.
Cautiously
Shiba.
optimistic.
Nice. So I've got a -1 that I marked down on my mana. Does that go away after a break? No.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I know I'm not getting in. Like, I'm just gonna kind of lay there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lazy
Yeah.
day.
No, it's not.
Today is Thursday.
I just don't want to get
Do we
up.
have like cell phone reception and stuff like that here?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Dude, where
have
are
cell phone
we?
You don't know. Would you have cell phone
We were
reception?
so tired.
We have been-
We were just like, take us wherever. I don't care anymore.
We don't even. I'll lay here on
Yes,
the
I'll
floor
say
in the
yes.
library.
Okay. So Jamal is gonna do like some of his curation job and whatnot. Anything that he can do from like remote locations, he's gonna work on that. I mean, unless everybody else seems to be going back to the same old, in which case, you know, he would do that too because he's worried about the after school program. But it's but yeah, he'd just be doing anything that he could and have somebody else cover anything that has to be done in person.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull up my phone and pull up Google Maps and see where I am.
Google Maps cannot find your location.
Google Maps
I
just
am
has a
looking up-
question mark.
Stupid droid.
Rentals.
You're on Zillow.
I'm on Zillow. I'm just looking up
You just wanted
the
DoorDash some
range.
food.
If they still have my
You already
job.
did that.
I meant in game.
Oh. So who's sharing a room with me?
It's a good question.
Because those two are together.
Jamal wouldn't care.
I probably wouldn't care.
I don't know that I would either, so.
Cool, I lay down with her.
Yeah, we established that.
Yeah, Jamal would probably be.
Yeah.
Me and Pixel.
I guess when everybody does kind of get up and around and stuff, Jamal see like
What's for breakfast?
what is advised that they do from here.
So if you exit your room in the sanctum, you're just in a hallway, and you know that you can head down one end and you'll find yourself back in that main atrium location. You head down that direction, and you don't see you don't run into a ton of people. You guys did kind of sleep in a little bit given the night's events, so it's when you wake up it's like 10 a.m.
That's not bad.
You get down there to the atrium. You haven't run into anybody. You haven't seen anything. I mean, unless you want to like start just opening doors on your way down or anything.
He would text Alpheus. I don't know why I always have to keep referring to my.
Because we've
No,
said
it's-
so many different things at this point.
Just say
Yes.
owl.
It wasn't a problem until the last bit.
Owl.
Alf.
Alf.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's gonna text Alf and be like, "So what do you advise we do from here?" Nothing.
You haven't gotten a response yet.
It's a tag, so it's just whenever.
I'll give him a call
Apparently
after
3
like
hours
a few minutes.
until you get a response.
Your call goes to voicemail.
Okay.
He's probably
I'll probably be laying there, but like,
probably
Are
trying
you
to catch
awake,
up on his
Amber?
sleep. That we
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have Lorcan's number, do we?
No.
You.
I'm awake, but
Well, let's go explore and find a kitchen.
I don't know if we should explore this place.
we can't be like, well, like, did we pack tuna?
I did pack cat food.
Oh, good.
Is that enough for all of us?
And a bowl. I'm putting
I know
out
you're a
some
military
food for
man,
the
but
cats.
I'm
please
just
have some
saying.
standards.
Yeah.
Got some food and water. I also got water bottles.
He's not gonna go knocking on any doors that look like they would be down a bedroom hall or something like that. But if he hears movement and people from a direction that his friends would not be like in the room of, he would knock politely and see if anybody was there to at least tell them where the hell they are.
So you poke around a little bit, and you come across the same guy that you saw acting as like the bouncer in Denny's, who still doesn't have a shadow name because Lance still doesn't have that ready.
And he also doesn't need to share one.
Hmm?
He doesn't need to share
That's
one.
true.
Yeah.
His name is Bob.
And when you run into him, he's like, Alpheus should be back here in the next hour or so. And he can let you know what's going on and take you home.
Alright. Is there a kitchen in here? We can.
There is. So you go out to the atrium, and you're going to want to, so from the door, you're going to go like on spoke like 4, and he gives you like directions through the building to get to it.
Will they mind if we help ourselves to something?
Nah, you're fine.
Thank you. he'll go and just make himself some quick scrambled eggs or something like that. If anybody else is making movement, he'll make something else. But
Get that coffee going.
As long as there's coffee,
Yeah.
I think I'll be okay. I am checking my messages for anything related to like freelance video gigs or any of my contracting jobs that I got out that I need to, I guess, worry about. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna start scrolling Zillow looking for a new place to live.
Should we get a...
Yeah. Like,
I've
both
been
of us
on
are just laying
Zillow
there.
already.
I got my
You
cat.
just buy one big house together.
if enough people cycle out as
The
he's
compound.
starting stuff for himself, Jamal will make shakshuka for everybody.
Was there coffee?
Of course.
Cups for everyone.
I kind of want to go look at that jar. That had the hand in it.
Don't
I
be an
don't
Ember.
want
We are guests.
You're not here.
Yeah, they're in their
You're
room.
not in our
Oh,
room.
never mind.
You're not there to stop her bad decisions.
Okay.
Like, no, we should just get up and see if anyone else is here or alive or anything.
We could all be dead with outside this
Oh,
room.
we don't know.
I guess I'll leave the cat in here.
We will venture out of the room. I
Does the
can
cat tear up
I
the
can
bed?
open the door. I'm just like,
Does the cat tear up the bed?
And you see no one.
I'll wait for Ember. We can go exploring together. Ember, let's go.
Okay.
We'll just pick a direction and start going.
Okay. I do kind of want the jar thing. I'm not gonna touch it. I just want to look at it.
What's the worst that can happen?
No. Well, I would say that we probably would go look at the library. That's the one place I know.
Yeah, we
We've
know how to
been.
get there.
And so I'll probably go look to see if anyone's like sitting here.
Yeah, we're going there.
All right, so you go to the library room and you open the door and nobody's in there.
Anybody? Shoot.
Hello?
All right. They're not here.
Do it. What if they have invisibility or something?
I don't think we're there yet.
No, we aren't.
Oh, other people?
Yeah, like the other mages.
Creepy.
The people who know how to do things.
Why would they be invisible in
I
their own
don't
place?
know. Maybe it's fun. I don't know. I'm gonna go look at the jar.
I was supposed to say that jar is gonna this just keeps nagging at your brain. All right, you go look at it. So it's like from this point, and it's kind of cut. It's like the cut is very jagged, and it's just sitting there floating.
It's like the doctor's
Don't
hand.
touch it. Don't touch it. We
My
are in the
goodness.
midst of a whole lot of crap.
Yeah.
Don't
What's the
awake.
worst that can happen?
It could be like the monkey paw or something.
So
like
as you
that.
look around, there is. And, it is. As you look around the room, there are other things like you were so like out of it when you came in there last night that you didn't notice. But there's like it's like on one end of the room, there's this weird skull hanging. It's like this big. Maybe a hippopotami. It has like tusks, and it's hanging from the ceiling in one point. There's really weird like abstract drawings on one of the walls.
I start drifting toward the drawings. Like, don't touch anything.
No, be really careful. There's other jars filled with different items, not necessarily like body parts, but like there's like a jar that has just what looks like sand in it.
No.
Bunch of random stuff.
Stupid. I haven't done anything yet.
Yet.
Yet being the key word.
But there's books.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the titles?
You don't understand what language they're in.
Dang it.
No harm ever came to reading a book.
None of them?
Roll me investigation and wits.
Investigation. 7.
Just a
So,
single 7? Yeah. No, you don't find any.
Alright.
That hand in the jar keeps like it's almost like it prickles at the back of your brain though. It's kind of like, hey, you just can't get it out of your head. Like I should
I'm gonna
go.
go back
I
and
should,
look at it.
Okay.
Does it move?
You haven't seen it move.
That's not.
I'm gonna do one of those things where. What are you doing?
It's gonna start closing fingers. Putting one left.
I'm gonna start doing the thing where like look at. Are you looking
It's
at
gonna be
paintings?
that scene where I'm like, oh, Abu, we came all the way down here. I'm like, no.
So meanwhile, Piper, you've gone over to look at some of the drawings.
Yes.
So they look like they're like watercolor or oil paintings, maybe. They're very abstract, very vague, but like one of them is like the shadow of a person like walking along a beach. One of them shows like 2 or 3 people either hugging or maybe fighting beneath a tree.
That is 2 different physical actions.
You'd actually not really. You'd be surprised.
Especially if it's abstract, man. It's
Yeah.
up to the
Like they might be like hugging each other, or like one is choking the other one, or like it's kind of hard to tell.
Okay.
That's
And the longer you look at them, the more you feel like some of the colors are like starting to meld and swirl.
Okay. Like, hi, Amber.
What?
Look at this. If you stare at it, it gets really strange.
It's like a magic eye.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
In the same way that like if you look at a word long enough, it stops looking like it was spelled correctly, or like.
Maybe.
way more accurate than I wanted to.
Right?
The word "what" specifically gets me for whatever reason.
Interesting.
The longer I look at it, I'm like, I definitely spelled that wrong.
Ember, when you look back, the hand has moved.
Oh!
Maybe. You're pretty sure that wasn't the same pose it was in before.
Are you looking at the paintings again?
Yeah.
No!
Touch the jar.
It's cold to the touch.
I'm gonna tap on
Does he tap back?
it. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
Shake it like it's no glue.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna watch it now.
Now I turn around.
And it
It's just too
watches
quiet. I'm
you.
like, what are you doing?
As I say, you turn around as she's...
You already don't trust me.
She knows you too well.
I am older than you, so I'm like, wait, what is she doing? I'm like, oh, are you touching it? What are you doing?
No. Just look at it though. I think it moved.
In my imagination, when you turn back around, it's doing like the hand puppet thing and just staring at you judgmentally.
2 lines make up like angry eyebrows.
But look at the like nail things on that.
It's a grody hand.
Have you ever seen a hand like that?
Do
It's
I feel
interesting.
any obsession with the hand?
I don't know. Do you? Are you curious about the hand?
I'm like, ugh.
More grossed
like
out
a-
about it. It's a medical specimen.
I am not a doctor.
If I had inspiration.
Right. Indeed, you are not.
I'm just like, ooh, it's a
I am not paid to be
what's the
fascinated.
kind of
chemical, the
Formaldehyde?
Embalming.
Oh,
embalmed. I'm like, it's an embalmed hand. Ooh,
Is it though? Gross. I don't know. I'm kind of a doctor.
it's
Sort of.
Kind
You
of
are
a
not.
doctor.
I'm a respiratory therapist.
You
Okay.
This
You-
diploma made out of crayons says
Who'd you ask permission for? Myself.
So is the water blue? Is the hand blue?
So the
What's-
water is like a light blue, not so much that you feel like that it colors it, just like when it's just the water you're looking at, it has this light bluish. The hand is like this deep dark gray, and the nails are like a slightly lighter gray.
And they're like claws.
Yeah.
So you're gonna spend
Is it like
a
5
half hour
fingers
of our
tight?
lives just trying to figure out a hand that does
I'm
nothing.
not trying to figure it out. I'm just looking at it. We don't have any other plans this morning. We can't even leave. We don't know where we are.
Yeah.
We came here through a
I
portal,
can't go
man.
anywhere.
Ember, I am hungry, and I'm not leaving you alone with this magic dead hand.
of all the things that have happened, for whatever reason, it's taking me a minute to process the fact that you just said, Ember, I'm hungry and I'm not leaving you alone. I'm not your mom. You're not my mom.
When you guys look back, the hand has definitely moved.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. See, no, I was right.
Cool. Now we can go.
Yeah.
It's slowly.
I'm like, okay, it's sentient or something.
Sentience.
Now we can leave. What
I
are you
have so many questions,
gonna
though.
do? You gonna talk to it?
Ooh.
It can't
I was gonna
talk
say
to
she
you.
wasn't going to till you mentioned it.
What about sign language?
Shut up! You're not here.
Dude, you know sign language.
When you guys look back, it is now pressed up against.
No.
Hi.
Do
I can
know
do the
sign
I can do the alphabet.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I can do.
I give it a high five. I'm like, "Pop, okay,
You
let's go."
touched it?
You touched it.
Where you touch it, where it touches the same place where it's touching on the other side, it feels warm, and you can almost think you feel like a heartbeat through it.
What? I'm gonna do it too.
Same thing.
No.
You're alive.
No, this will not be your familiar.
It's the Addams Family hand.
Yep.
Well, we're like witches or whatever.
We're not witches.
Are we wizards?
Are we witches?
Witches.
Technically, witches.
We're not witches.
female
Are we
wizards.
witches?
Oh, we are.
Would Lance have wanted the 3 people he refers to as our coven of witches to be a part of a game where they could be witches? Would he do that?
Damn, this coffee good.
Cool.
I'm gonna wave at it. I'm gonna look away and then look back.
It's back to its first pose.
Okay, it won't move while we're looking at it.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Okay, I will let you ask him one question, and then we'll look away.
You will let me ask one question?
It will allow you to ask the disembodied hand one question.
Look.
Okay, so what if?
What if you just close your eyes, ask it a question, and open your eyes?
But it would have to communicate via sign language. It would have to like.
If it knows sign language.
Or you could do yes, no questions, 1 for yes, 2 for no.
You're thinking with your whole brain over there. Okay.
And you're not. 'Cause you're still here. Talking to a disembodied hand
interesting.
that could jump out of his jar and choke you in your
Sentient,
sleep.
And it looks like it's pretty well contained.
I'd like to think that Lance is like.
die.
this is really
Well, we're
bad.
not going to die. She will die.
Okay. Hand. Arm. Thing in a jar. Hi. Hold up. 1 finger for yes and 2 for no. Do you understand me? Look away.
There's 1 finger up.
We can talk to it.
I should have bought with Jamal.
Do you want to be here?
2 fingers.
Oh,
Oh shoot!
I'm really sorry.
Are you evil?
2 fingers.
Well, you would say that.
That's just what an evil hand would say.
Yep.
Is the rest of your body alive?
2 fingers.
Oh, so it's just your hand. No?
Is the rest of your body alive?
Is it
No.
But
Is it just your hand?
also no.
I text. Have right. Let's see. Who do I have the
Alpheus?
phone number for? No,
Lorcas?
Daniel. I guess I would probably text because I would probably know. Or on the Discord, I'm just like, you guys are so this hand is alive is answering questions, and I can't control Ember.
You haven't tried.
Guys, when do you want to go get down?
Every person you send is just gonna get roped into asking questions to the hand.
Give whom what?
I'm
What into what?
cooking, but apparently in the room with the hand in the jar, I think Ember
Oh.
is
Daniel's like
having a moment.
Oh, the library that we were in.
I take it the Piper is concerned about our friend.
Are you enjoying this conversation?
Ay, jeez.
Listen, I am a firm believer of natural selection.
And the universe chose me to be a mage.
Like, if we open.
That's not the kind of natural
No,
selection I meant, but
What?
that's fine.
What?
We can't,
Oh,
we can't
I
offer
can't.
freedom.
I was
That would
just-
be rude.
Okay, fine.
Was that yes, we can't offer you freedom, or yes, we can? That's not a yes or
That's
no.
Yes or no? What is my name?
I was gonna say, if we open the jar, would that free you? Is what?
Don't you do
I
it.
don't think we're
Don't
allowed to
you
do that. I'm
do it.
really sorry.
Middle finger.
No.
Gosh dang it!
Does anyone else talk to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Do they use the same system? No.
No.
Oh, they probably have better systems. That's fair.
Is
We
it-
can't do a whole lot of. Oh, don't say my name. Names have power.
Well, you know what?
It's
I
not
would
like this
say your
thing has
name
a mouth.
before.
But it can communicate.
I as a joke,
She
I'm
said
just
your
like,
name how many times now?
I was like, what about ASL? Because I'm like, I don't know anything else. He doesn't know anything.
No, that's
Morse
that's
code
fair.
is only, I don't even know Morse code.
He knows Morse code. I don't know.
I don't know Morse code. I know SOS. That's what I know. In the Discord, I'm just like, does anyone know Morse code?
He's not in the Discord.
Oh
That's
right.
right, we don't know you.
Yep.
What about Ranger Tom?
Are you from
I'm not
this
there.
planet?
You're not in the Discord?
I'm not in the Discord now.
Somebody should
you from
really
the abyss?
go and check on them.
No. There's aliens.
Does one of you guys
No.
wanna-
Yes.
Are you human?
Kind of.
I am standing at the stove. What are you yams doing?
Jamal's got an apron on. She's gonna come over with the spatula. Like, go!
Fine. I'll grab my coffee and go find him.
May I ask
Me
again?
and you are just being like, nope.
Teach you
It's too early for this.
Or too early.
the American Sign Language alphabet.
Up.
Would that be helpful? Yes.
Okay, wait. Can you only move when we look away?
Yes.
Ish.
Sometimes, maybe. Okay.
Maybe we don't have to maybe we could just
Close our eyes. Closing
So
our eyes
yeah, when
would
you close your eyes, you're like, maybe we can just. And you open it. It's
Okay.
maybe we can just blink at the same time.
Friends we're making.
Oh my gosh.
so. Nick, do you know how to find yourself back to the library? Do you remember the way?
Shouldn't be too hard.
I'm just gonna make a shirt
So you
now
come
because
in
it looks
just
like
in time to watch these two standing in front of this floating hand, and they
A.
close their eyes and open their eyes back up as they are teaching it sign language.
Where the hell am I?
B. C. Hi, Nick.
What you doing?
Oh my gosh, this is so painful.
Wait, is that Piper? Or is that Stephanie?
Two things can be true at once.
I was doing the correct letters.
No, you were.
It's so painful.
Mini lesson. The
What's
whole
going on?
drives them nuts.
So as these two turn to look at you,
Doing this
you
is like,
see the hand
hey,
move, and it
Natalie.
starts moving to scratch at the glass.
You don't
Okay.
like him? Why?
Yes, he does like him.
Oh, he does like him. Oh, sorry, I forgot the fingers for a second. This is our new friend.
Hand?
Do you have a
That's
name,
weird.
Hand?
Yeah,
He
we're gonna
has
have to
a
teach- I know,
name.
we're gonna have to teach it sign language so that it can tell us.
I told you that the next person that they said to get him is just gonna get roped into this nonsense.
It can communicate with us. We're just
You know when they
talking.
say talk
Oh,
to
you're
the
just
hand?
talking?
She's
Alice is
taking
gonna
it
get back
real
and be
literal.
like, well, now you've done it. Now the end of the world is definitely tomorrow.
We're not doing it.
The severed hand of John D has now linked to your essence. You done goofed.
You're done.
You done goofed.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm not doing anything.
You're communicating with the hand in a jar. Normal people don't communicate with
normal
people. Even mages don't communicate with this thing.
Yes, it says that they do.
Well,
It just said
there are
other people
outliers.
communicate with it.
Congratulations, you're now attuned to the hand effect.
We took a little
Yeah, so, but those were some sounds.
help.
Emily,
Just talking to
maybe
it.
you can move the hand to our room, and then at night we could keep teaching it something.
Oh
Well,
my
no, I think it
gosh.
needs to stay here.
Nope.
I feel like I have to talk to people who know more than I do.
Definitely evil.
What's that question from the labyrinth? It's like,
What?
if I were to ask someone, what would they say? Oh my gosh.
But do you have the letters so far? Yes. Okay. So, okay. What was it that you were getting mad at me about?
Don't. It's just.
Yeah, you don't need to know.
But when you're just teaching somebody the alphabet, does it matter?
That's like yelling.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like you're
so
trying
it's
to punch someone in the face with the
I will be-
language.
More gentle.
It sounds
I apologize.
anything
to
you
our-
teach it.
Yeah.
What,
So-
what are you doing when you
know
wander into the
English?
nonsense?
So I look at the jar, like, hey, what's up?
Only yes or no questions.
For now.
While these two are looking away from it to talk to you, the hand waves at you. But you two can't see it. You're looking away. You don't know.
That's rude.
That's amazing. It's just bored and having a good time.
It's just enjoying us going.
It is highly entertaining for me to watch that, actually.
It is not often I get to mess with such stupid mortals who are trying to communicate with me, a hand in a jar, for half an hour.
It's all an elaborate puppet. On the other end is Lorcan. He's-
Just
I
like
couldn't even
every
blame
time.
Pay no attention to the mankind curtain.
yeah, so the hand waves at you, but then if these two look back, it goes back to what it was doing.
Huh. Well, you shy around them?
What?
Yes.
Look away, look away. No? You just don't like them, or? So why?
No, you don't like them.
Okay.
No, you do.
So I'm just curious as to why you don't move in front of them.
If he is moving in front of us,
We just have to look
we
away.
have to look
first.
away. We have to go.
We have to go.
He just likes the models. Model pose.
Yeah, I don't have to do that.
You can see it.
Why is he special?
A,
Wait, did you move in
S,
front of me?
S.
S.
Look away.
Does Lance know the alphabet?
No, Lance does not.
Oh, it's
So it's not actually S.
It's just a fist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only
Okay.
I'm like S.
So as you guys look away and look back, it's back to its original pose, and you hear the sound of somebody coming down the hallway.
Are we gonna get in trouble?
Almost.
Okay, hold on.
We're just talking.
Are we friends?
It's just holding its original pose, like, no, I'm just a hand. Don't mind me, I'm just a hand in a jar.
We're so doomed.
And sure enough, Alpheus is coming down the hallway,
Hey, good
and
morning.
he's like, "Oh, here you three are." And he looks at you guys, and he slowly looks over at the hand.
I was just inspecting this hand. What? So curious. What is it from?
I just came
It's
to get them.
it's from a demon.
Demon. Wow. Too bad.
What's his name?
or-
I don't know. It's not my hand. It's from a goetic demon.
Is it dead or?
Goetic demon? Oh, jeez. Oh,
Like,
no.
Is it dead?
No,
There are several tiers of demons.
sort of.
That's like one of the higher,
Top tier demon.
Nah.
or at least like the next lowest.
Is it magic or
I mean, do you consider ghosts magic?
ghosts?
Uh-oh.
Some more paranormal.
Oh.
Whatever you consider ghosts, I think it would fall into that category.
A ghost hand.
I mean, whatever
I do
you would
control
classify
spirits.
a living
Possession.
thought as.
A living thought.
Possession.
What would happen if it got out?
I don't know. It's not my hand.
Whose hand is it?
Lorcan's.
Where's Lorcan?
I don't know.
My man watching.
Busy, I
I want
assume.
that hand.
I'm
Can
curious
we
about
get
it.
his phone number to text him?
Somehow I don't think he'd be happy if I gave that out.
This is a
Hey.
crazy question. I'm just so tired. Do you ever talk to it?
The hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yep, that's stupid. Who would do
Oh,
that?
you're not stupid. You know they've been talking to it.
To be fair,
I love that you just want them to get in trouble for talking to the hand.
There's no hiding it.
I mean, if you try to talk to it, it's pleasant.
Pleasant?
Pleasant?
It was very nice. Them?
most demons are when they're trying to take your soul.
How is it pleasant? It's a hand in a jar.
Yeah, but it was.
Apparently, it was answering questions.
You saw it too. Don't say apparently, Nick.
So, I just came to tell you there's food in the kitchen.
Mmm.
And coffee.
Don't do that.
I'm not even hungry.
But you're gonna talk to the hand.
Gosh.
Yeah, we should just do yes and no
boy.
answers.
Oh, boy.
Interesting.
Although I do
Hey,
have a
stop.
question. Like,
Oh, I'm really sorry if you didn't want me to tell him that. Hand.
Just apologize to a demon hand.
She did.
I'm gonna be polite.
why
That's
would
fair.
it move when I'm looking at it, but it won't move if they're looking at it?
Why are you asking me because I know about the hand?
I don't know.
What good are you?
You're just messing with
It's
us?
not my hand.
that is
I didn't summon it. I didn't bind it. I didn't put it in a jar.
It's
Alright.
in its little jar now going, I've been so betrayed by all of them now. You betrayed me to them, they betrayed me to him.
I didn't know it was a secret.
We'll go get food now, and if we see Little, then we can ask him about his hand.
I'll be honest, I don't even know why he has that thing.
Yeah, okay.
Trophy.
Well, if you'd like to go to the kitchen,
Well.
this way. I'm
My
gonna
hand.
wave to the hand.
The hand waves at you.
It was nice talking to you.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'll come back.
Date with a
What
hand
die?
now? I'm going to get some food.
Just
So, obvious, there's food in the kitchen.
Oh, I know. I'm here to collect all of you.
Oh,
Okay.
I guess
Where are
we
we
should have
going?
been eating instead of talking.
I mean, home, presumably.
You can grab it to go.
I'm really hungry. I wanted to talk to the hand.
So, Jamal has made a pot of shakshuka, so like a tomato-based sauce with,
Mhm.
with poached eggs and really nice like rice pilaf to put it on top of. And when everybody comes in, I'm just like, oh, I made you guys breakfast.
But thank you.
We had like a whole.
What, they have chicken
What
here?
happened to Daniel?
I'm just having my coffee. Not a morning person. Never have been much.
He's just playing himself.
I was about to say, Keith's method acting.
Yep.
So, in case anybody's wondering, the hand is actually kind of nice. He waved at us and was asking
Nice.
questions.
The
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah, the hand.
The one in the jar from last night.
It can move.
Apparently, it's some type of demon, but hey.
The demon hand.
It's a
Yeah.
ghost of a thought.
No, it is a living thought. It is a
It's
goetic
a
demon.
living thought. Goetic demon. She's googling this.
The hell does that even
Yeah,
mean?
so we don't let them loose in this place
Hey.
anymore unattended.
It was contained in the
do
jar.
anything.
It's a goeta. It's a living thought.
Huh.
It is a thought given form and separated from the universal conscious. Look, this is not my area of expertise, okay? I am not into goetic summoning and dealing with weird astral creatures. Not my forte.
Okay.
Huh?
I'm just
I-
wondering what that thought
I-
was that materialized.
Okay then.
And whatever it was, it counted as a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know, if we we ever see it again, we have Wikipedia, and I can just run through all the names, and I can tell them the name.
I'm gonna say that's probably a bad idea, right?
Yeah,
Maybe like
it is.
Ball.
Well, I thought I could say his real name
Barbados?
is supposed to
Beelzebub.
disappear.
Maybe
Are you
run that
also looking
past
at demon
the
names
guy
as
who
well?
put him in his jar.
You guys are looking up demon.
I am curious now.
So ask the man who knows the most about it before you start trying to find its name.
They're kicking us out now.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna see him again.
Are we? Maybe we'll be
I
dead.
assume.
You'll see me.
I feel like you have the crap end of this job. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, having to babysit us? Jeez, what do you do?
It's complicated.
Like keeps getting a flash of.
What's
Let me tell you.
Did you sleep with your boss's daughter?
It's complicated.
Wait, is this like a punishment job?
But he's paid quite well.
Oh, so
In
I don't know, I
magic
feel like-
dollars.
In magic. Oh, it gets paid in real dollars, remember?
Should we use like real money? Do you want to buy real things? I don't know.
so it's we're good to go after this.
Yeah. So we can take you home if you like. Here at about 3:00 today, we have a meeting with somebody from the Concilium. Not sure who yet. It's kind of short notice. And then I believe there are people who want to tell you about why their order's the best.
Today?
At 3?
Yeah,
So what, like...
Should we just stay here then?
You
5
can.
hours?
Or if you have things you want to take care of at home.
Talk to the hand again.
Be at about 3. I feel like I ought to be here though.
What time is it now?
It's like 5 hours.
Yeah, right. It's like 10:30.
Okay, 4.5 hours.
And, it's not a.
I didn't
I
bring
have a life outside of here that takes actual negotiating.
We could always, take the cat back to my house.
Yeah, I wanted to bring her last night in case, you know, we
We
never
saw
went
home
home.
ever again.
Yeah,
Yes.
felt like a possibility.
I'm gonna stay put and try and get somebody to cover my after school program because that's gonna be lining up right when you're gonna be wanting to talk to us. So
I think I probably quit my job.
I work very hard for my job, so I'm trying to keep it.
I mean, if attendance at work is a concern today, we can take care of that.
Oh yes.
you say that.
Concern
What
for
does
me.
that mean?
We arrange so your boss feels like you have a good excuse to not be at work.
I would like one of those, please.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if that involved like some weird body double situation or what.
Not normally.
Okay. Just asking. I don't know what all is standard protocol.
I mean, for most people, we just call them and tell them you have jury duty.
I mean, I suppose if it
That's
works, it
It's
works.
not an inelegant solution.
So sometimes we have to get a little more involved, but most of the time that works.
It would.
So, I am my own boss. Can I still get one of those?
Yeah, hang on. And you get a text message. It says, "Hey,
Guess
Nick
what?
has jury duty."
Yes.
Like, I'm so done with these people.
I should go. I think we will go.
Yeah, because we should probably get because I didn't bring a litter box. I brought food and water. I
Oh,
didn't bring a
geez.
litter box.
That
So
room.
we'll take the
And
cat
then
home.
I also found like 2 listings we can look at real quick. Still available.
Guess we're house hunting.
So you guys gonna form a cabal then?
I don't even know what that means yet. Or what it entails.
Is it permanent?
We're just
No, it's not permanent. It's just like,
we're in a situation where we need a roommate. So
okay.
I mean, I know these people. That's something.
Oh, just a lot of cabals will like get like a communal location like this where they can sort of centralize all their stuff and
I mean, It's not a terrible idea.
So this
I feel
is
like we
your
have steps to
call
take
place.
before.
This is one of them.
Okay.
This
If
feels
they're
like a
fancy.
conversation we've had in real life. I'm like,
Well, maybe down the road.
I'm just looking at the very immediate future.
Yeah, so if you could drop us off at
Yeah,
her
not a problem.
apartment.
In a car. Okay.
Would you prefer I drop you off in a bus?
Just you don't have like magic flu powder.
Not that I'm gonna use to take you home after a bad night's rest.
Okay. Go, it's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna collect the cat and all the stuff, and I'm gonna wave to the hand.
The hand waves at you.
Wait, when I can see it?
Hmm?
You were messing with me, weren't you?
No.
That's fair.
Told ya.
Nice to meet you.
Stick a bored demon hand in a jar. It's gonna mess with you.
It's fair. I mean, what else does
Yeah.
that have to do?
So, yeah, I'd be bored too.
Yeah, I can't blame it.
Nah.
So, sounds like taking you home, taking you home, taking you home.
Yeah, if you would,
You can
please.
take me to my business.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
House? Okay.
And also,
I have my own business.
Oh, what is it?
It's a gun shop. What else?
Could come in handy.
Exactly.
So he does send you an address. I'm gonna post it in our chat. He says, meet us, head towards this place, try and get there a little before 3.
Dokes.
Alright,
Okay.
gonna go freshen up. Back at home.
We should also get a new container for your fish.
Yes, we should.
Just
Stop at the.
be extra safe. It's gonna run PetSmart. I'll even buy it. I understand that this is a bit of an inconvenience.
All right, so you guys load up in the same SUV as last night. He takes you out the same way you guys went in. So you go out that door. You're coming out of a weird fireplace chimney thing.
I mean, that's as close to food powder as you're gonna get, I guess.
And you guys load up in the SUV, and he drops
Yeah.
each of you guys off.
How much do you make?
Not that much.
Great.
Is there some significance to that address?
I literally
It's
have
up to
this
you
as a brain.
to decide.
I don't know how much a clinic job for respiratory therapy.
There's like a place
How
in
much do you
Wisconsin.
I don't
Wisconsin?
know.
When I clicked the link, it was just like Wisconsin. I was like,
Weird.
That's not right. I didn't add the Shelburne.
Mm.
Oh.
Okay. Looking
And
it up.
that.
Mm.
Good choice on Mike.
Yeah, I saw
With me
it.
having stayed around there, do I find anything else
I'm not
out or
allowed to
anything
use it
like
when
that?
she has.
Having stayed around where?
I mean, that's fair.
Their little headquarters.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, there's hardly anybody around while you're there.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just
Think
use
you mean,
that.
like-
Like, I'll try and work as much as I can
Okay.
remotely and get
Okay.
one of my
Mhm.
friends to try and cover the after school,
I don't know, you have to remember
which is gonna
real life
make him mad.
respiratory therapy.
Oh. Don't like that.
What's the matter, Brandon?
It is.
Is that on the beach?
It is right there at the end of a peninsula in Burlington.
Oh, right,
Oh, F me.
Surprised you guys didn't get that from the address. Land's End Lane.
See, I would expect it to be coastal. I wouldn't expect it to be its
That
own
coastal.
little spot
Yeah.
that's just jutting out into the nothing.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
You like
So-
pay
Nope,
respiratory
nope,
therapist?
nope,
But
nope.
right now, my
When I get home,
no,
I'm
they
gonna
make
have a
good
quick
money.
shower,
I don't have a
change
job as a
clothes,
respiratory therapist right now.
grab my keys,
Right
back
now, I
in
just
my
have a
truck,
clinic job
go to the
while I
boathouse.
look for an actual job as
Okay.
a respiratory
Clinic
therapist.
shop, like
I don't know. Like I haven't.
The boathouse is not very far from your
No,
house.
No,
respiratory
it's not.
therapists make a lot
And
of money.
as you get close,
I just don't have a job.
you
as
start
a
to get that
respiratory
sensation that there's magic about. And you pull up to the gate. The gate is currently closed.
Okay.
But you notice there's not a lock on it or anything.
Alright.
So do you go in on foot or do you bring your car in?
I'm gonna leave my truck here, and I'm gonna go in on foot and just keep my eyes open, all of my senses.
All right, so using your mage sight as you move through, the boathouse is at the center of a whirlwind of glass, sand, and thorns.
Sure.
You can see that it is the epicenter of some maelstrom of time and fate magic. So much so that you can't even really see the boathouse itself. You just see the maelstrom around it.
Do you need help getting through the gate? You hear me pull up in my truck. That's exactly where I was going.
No, I can get through the gate.
I have keys.
There's no lock. I'm just trying to make sense of that.
You forget about that. That's its own mess.
So as you look at it,
Uh-huh.
you don't see quite the same thing.
Oh.
You see it as this is it's like you see a great tree almost growing in this spot, and you can tell that there is an immense amount of temporal and spiritual energy all concentrated here, so much so that it obscures anything else about the boathouse.
And then I will reverse that and just say, I don't know, it kind of looks nice.
It looks primal, whatever it is.
Zach's like, that's what I said, nice.
That's what I said, nice.
And as you're looking at it, you're like, this is why people aren't sure what's going on here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of shift away from the center of the maelstrom to see if I can start picking up, separate strands or separate ideas or whatever, towards the edges of it. Something that I can latch onto and try and make sense and untangle this Gordian knot of whatever is happening over there.
So we're going to say that you're going to use focused mage sight. So pick one arcana to use as sort of your filter.
And you said it was fate, time, and what else?
For you, it just looked like it's like a maelstrom of fate and time and space and all sorts of stuff, all converging on one point.
Points in all three of those things. Let's go with fate.
Okay. As you filter your mage sight and attune, you focus only on the threads that connected to fate. You begin to see it's like a tapestry, and this is a tangled knot of thread in that tapestry. There are threads here that come from all over, and they all converge in this one spot. It's like fate demands that there was some inflection point. Something of utmost import would happen here. You've heard the phrase "all roads lead to Rome." Well, this would be your Rome.
The Roman?
Okay.
Let's just blow it up and call it a day.
So then I'm going to switch over to time.
All right. Multiple timelines. Some from the past, some that haven't happened yet, some that are currently happening. All of them converge on this point. And as you study, make me a Gnosis plus time roll.
Not going to be great, but... would you consider that one cocked?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an 8 and a 10. So 2 successes.
There are threads of time at this boathouse that have been written and rewritten. It's like someone keeps coming in and weaving more timelines and more streams and strands of time over top of the ones that were already there. Some of these strands have been snipped from their original anchor points, and it's like people keep coming in and trying to reweave or readdress what is here and add new elements in.
That is so funky. Wow.
While he's doing that, can I do my version of that and see what life and spirit show?
Okay, yeah. So when you attune to life magic, you don't notice much that sort of the tree that you were seeing sort of fades out. There's definitely life here, and you can tell that lots of life, like, this has been a place that has been visited, but life magic doesn't really show you anything particular. Whatever is going on with the boathouse is not specific. It doesn't really have much to do with life.
Okay.
Spirit magic gets a little interesting. You are able to see that this is a collection point for spirits of anger and conquest, cunning, and death are all being drawn to this point.
That can't be good.
Attuning to spirit, you can almost see the spirit of the boathouse, and it feels like this spirit has been... It's like it's been captured and trained over and over and over again with different things or different people training it in different directions each time.
So you're seeing a lot going on here, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. From what Alf said, with my specialty, it deals with life and spirit. There's not a lot of life that I see. Spirit is like off the radar. It's like it's a convergence of multiple emotions of rage, death, just like not a web per se, more like a condensed bubble of water that's just floating.
Fate and time are all over the place here. It's like multiple timelines almost getting rewritten from this spot. I don't know what is happening here, but it's important. And not just for this place, this space, this time. It's important for all of history. Right here, right now.
We don't know who the ninjas were.
No.
Is it possible they might have not sacrificed themselves to cork a hole in
I don't know.
reality to stop the abyss?
I don't know.
And basically are constantly covering up the to block it?
I mean, that's as good a thought as any, I guess.
But that means we can't do anything with it. If people are constantly changing it, does it look like it's... With the time, it looks like they're stopping anything from happening, right?
It's hard to make sense of. It's like a great big knot. It's like all these different timelines are knotted up in this one place.
Maybe whatever we did, someone's trying to stop the paradoxical apocalypse from happening.
This is way over my pay grade, my friend. I have no idea.
I love this is the most they've talked if we're not here now.
Yeah, the two characters that are not the best at social.
We're having a really good conversation.
I did.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of as well when he was describing it. Well, as two newbies, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, I wanted to get eyes on it and see it for myself.
Yeah, no. I mean,
now
there's a
space.
Yeah.
Because it's
Okay.
the last one that I have.
So
oh, that is true. I do have
space
forces
magic
as well.
is not just damn it, now I can't remember how to pronounce his name.
Alf.
Alfie.
Alf.
Alfie.
Alpheus. Alpheus would have explained to you that, like, space magic is not just, like, distance as you understand it in the fallen world.
Mm-hmm.
Space is about connection, right? There's a reason that, like, traveling to see a close friend, like, the distance feels closer or farther. Like, distance is not just measured in the physical world.
Right.
So as you do that, you see, very similar to time, there's a massive connection all bundled up here.
Mm-hmm.
You can trace connections from both of you to this place, from others, and some of these connections almost seem like they're being strengthened or weakened at different points.
What does forces give me?
Attuning to forces, you can tell that there is a massive potential energy here. That there is potential energy building at this point.
Boom energy, or
I mean, it could be. It would depend how it's released, but you see just, like, the idea of, like, the potential energy stored in this place is growing more and more each passing
oh,
moment.
jeez,
It'd be like a Twinkie, 30 feet long, weighing 500 pounds.
jeez.
What?
That's one big Twinkie. That's a big Twinkie.
Random thing.
Ghostbusters.
Oh. I was like,
Okay, you didn't just pull that out of
No,
absolutely.
No.
and I got the reference
it would have
too.
been so
So.
funny though if he had.
Yeah.
The longer I stare at this tree, the longer it makes my head hurt.
Yeah.
And both of you get the sense that, like, working magic around the boathouse is even more difficult than normal, because no matter what type of magic you attune, like, there's so much happening in this
happening,
one
yeah.
space that it makes it hard to be able to focus on casting your own magic.
I can see why they couldn't figure anything out. No one.
Yeah.
I don't dare get close.
Like, I
Black
can't
hole.
track through all the connections. Yeah, there's a lot of connection here too.
Well, with what I
So
just
many people and things are connected to this place.
with what I just saw, looking at forces, there is boom potential.
Boom. What is the boom potential of this dynamite? 2 booms.
Well, I say that mostly because I don't know what a magical equivalent of an explosion is, so
I don't think we want to.
I
know.
don't think we do either, or else there's going to be a new bay of Champagne Lake.
Pressure cooker bomb.
Looking out at the lake itself, sort of turning aside from the boathouse, is. Do I get a sense at all for any sort of monster creature in the water?
Staring out at the lake,
Tentacles.
you don't get a sense of it right now,
Mhm.
but you also understand, like, this lake is vast. It's huge.
Yeah.
And who knows how deep it goes. So that just may mean there's not something at coming to the
Yeah.
surface right now.
Let's just drain the lake.
I don't know. I think maybe this is a little over our pay grade.
Of course it is.
Think.
Zach, I'm not even getting paid at all.
Yeah.
I am actively
But I did
losing
want
money.
to at least see what we were up against.
I'm just, for pure curiosity's sake, I'm gonna call work.
Okay.
What does work believe is going on with the boathouse, if anything?
What is your work?
I work for the city for like.
So when you call in, they're gonna be like, the boathouse. Did something happen at the boathouse?
Well, I was referring to the boats I had stored there.
Oh,
The thing.
as far as we know, like, we dropped them off to the some guy from the company said he was expecting us, and they moved him into the boathouse. I don't.
No, I'm just checking up on that.
Yeah, no, we haven't heard anything different. As far as we know, they're still there.
Okay, good to know. I was just checking out because I hadn't heard anything. So, okay, thank you. The whole place is covered by the veil, let's say, but so my work believes that nothing's wrong. So.
Okay.
If you get leaving your mage site, the boathouse looks normal. Like, you can still, like, sense that there's it's almost like that tinnitus in the back ear, but like without the mage sight activated, like it's just without your awakened senses telling you there's something weird here. It just looks like a regular boathouse.
Do we want to check inside?
Yeah, you guys go inside.
Please.
Go ahead.
Please, no, they, Alf said, and Lorcan said that anyone that's gone in there has not been seen since.
No,
or
just anyone who they could place as being there for the events that happened the night when you guys were there has no idea of anything that went on there. They have no recollection of being there other than you guys.
I mean, I would rather
Was
not.
a bad idea.
Maybe after our
This is definitely a bad
meeting
idea,
today
too.
at 3.
I feel like this is much worse.
If you want, I would be willing to go with you tonight, but like you said, this is way above our pay grade.
We might want
And-
the others.
Yeah, because I look at that thing and
It's scary.
that's beyond scary. That is beyond comprehension of scary.
Well, if we're gonna make the thing, we should probably
Yeah.
go. So it's a long drive down to Land's End. You want to come with?
Well, I'll take my car.
Okay, that
So,
works.
yeah.
And then I'll get my.
I don't want my car close to this thing in case.
His boom potential.
And then I lose my car.
I'm calling it.
I have a feeling getting a
Yes.
replacement would not be hard, but I understand your concern.
Hey, this was my grandpa's truck, so
Oh.
I don't want to lose this. So
Oh, yeah, I can see the connection.
Also, Keith, what makes you think it'd be easy to get a truck? He doesn't have money.
Yeah.
I have money. Not a lot of it, but most of my money's
All right,
in,
well,
in the trailer.
I'll see you at the place then.
All right.
Then I'll
All right.
get my truck and head on.
Was anybody else gonna do anything, or did you just?
Ordering a pizza and
I approve.
maybe
Ordering a pizza.
grab another gun to strap on.
We went to look at a few Zillow listings.
Yeah.
Found a good 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath.
There you go.
Got to know each other a little bit better
Oh, good.
since we're gonna be roommates. We also got another fish tank that has a lid.
Ah,
Mm.
so now the cat just has to push it off the.
We're gonna secure it. It's gonna be fine. Also, I don't think the cat will really get into it, but we're not gonna take the risk.
No.
Milo was my grandfather's fish.
Wow.
That is a
Very old.
Very old
fish.
Wow.
Oh, she has a very young grandfather.
Me, please.
Where I come from, the beta fish live.
Oh gosh, no.
So you come from the fishing village?
This whole thing is actually Elwick.
This is how Elwick began. That's what it is. The lake is a portal to Elwick,
That would explain so much.
right?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys all head down
Yeah.
out to the. So,
Yeah.
Shelburne is a little town, sort of out of the way, as any of you who looked on the map could see.
I'm using
It's kind of rural.
You're using an Uber?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Look
it
at
takes
my
you
car.
it takes you down to Shelburne, and then you turn off and drive through a bunch of farmland, and then you head out on this road, out on this very thin peninsula,
Like, no.
all the way out to the edge.
Oh, I do not like this.
And the
at all.
address it pulls you up to is you pull up and you can see like maybe 5 acres past the gate that you stop at. You can see this big like sort of beach house up on a hill.
You know, every time we go somewhere, I'm like, this is gonna be where we die, and then we don't.
I
So
absolutely. Then let's keep thinking this is where we die.
When you guys pull up,
Definitely
Alpheus
here.
is waiting for you at the gate.
Who? Sorry.
Alpheus.
I
Sup,
guess I would
Alf?
be there with him since I stick around.
Obvious.
can I call you Alf? Because we've messed up your name a bunch.
I don't think I could stop you if I wanted to.
I mean, if you said you were morally opposed to it, I probably wouldn't. I would just accidentally butcher your name.
So after you guys either park your cars, leave your Uber, Alpheus says, okay, so it sounds like we are meeting with the provost for the hierarch. He's kind of like his enforcer, messenger, personal assistant kind of guy. Apparently none of the actual council members are available right now. So,
And we're not telling them any of the stuff that happened.
I mean, you can. I wouldn't.
I'm gonna.
Or I'd keep it vague.
Yeah, I'd say let's.
I don't know that you're going to be able to hide the fact that you were at the boathouse, but
Provost for whom?
Pretty sure that's
for the
common knowledge
hierarch,
right now.
Locke,
Who is that?
Locks the
the hierarch, the leader, the ruler.
big guy.
I thought it was 4 people.
So the council is made up of 5 people, the hierarch and 4 other people, but the hierarch has like ultimate say.
Wow, he's meeting us. Ooh.
Well,
Well, his
secretary.
provost
Oh, the
is
provost.
his,
Okay, that's
his
right.
personal assistant is.
Yeah.
Personal assistant to the general manager. All right.
So he'll explain to you some of the concilium rules, and he will probably ask each of you to swear an oath to the concilium. This is not. He probably won't actually try and make it binding
That's awesome.
with magic, but it is an expectation that anyone who's going to be a member of the concilium makes this oath. It's basically, hey, I'm not going to like work to destroy the concilium. Basically, you're saying, hey, I'm going to play by the rules and not be a bad citizen.
All right.
Just while we're there.
I got the words.
Well,
make
because
sense.
like if
Don't
we
listen
talk
to
to
me,
him,
Daddy.
and we don't like what he has to say.
I mean, you don't have to swear the oath, but if you don't swear the oath, you will not be
That's
accepted as a member of the concilium.
Unfortunately for you, we were.
But we're not going to consider being a member until we talk to him.
Right, I'm just letting you know that, like, he'll give you the rundown, but then, like, he will ask you to take an oath if you want to be a part of the concilium. And if not, you will be ostracized, because if you're not willing to take the oath, then clearly that means you are trying to work against the concilium.
Just because I don't want to work with them doesn't mean I'm against them.
Well, then you shouldn't have a problem saying that you're not against him, huh?
Don't be a butt guy.
Mm.
I will swear. I'll be like, I said on that. Yada yada.
Great,
Yeah,
now
but
now
ask-
say it when he asks you and not when I ask you.
Okay.
You started talking. I was like,
That was a great practice.
Wait, my turn.
Don't be a bug
Oh, I
guy.
can all
Don't be a
swear in.
butt guy.
like-
So he leads you guys up, and as he's leading you up, he will be like, "This is the headquarters, for lack of a better term. This is where all official concilium business happens. Is here at this cabin."
You know, it is like
Boathouse?
a mansion.
I know.
Cabin in
So yeah, so as you guys get up there, it is massive. It is a huge boathouse.
Couldn't help but notice from the map that it's line of sight across the lake to the boathouse.
Mm-hmm.
huh.
So
It is
from,
indeed.
So from here, I'm just going to flip on my mage sight and see if I can still see that big whirlwind over there.
Yeah, I mean it's smaller, but like
giant
you can, yeah, you can still see the effect even from out here.
So is it coincidence?
We do a quick glance and just sort of just be like,
So he takes you out. It's this huge mansion. It looks like it's maybe 3 stories, but it also is sort of built on a hill. So on the backside, there's probably a 4th basement story. There's a couple cars like parked in the little roundabout thing, and one of them's like a Bentley. It all looks very, very nice and fancy. It's all well kept. So as you guys are going up, Alpheus is just sort of explaining to you like anytime there's an official concilium meeting, if they don't say otherwise, it'll happen here. Also, don't try and just come here on a whim, because they do have defenses, and there are people who keep watch over the place to make sure. This is also because this is where they store like concilium records and all sorts of other stuff.
Makes sense.
So you guys get up. You step up onto the porch. It's these massive 2 like oak doors. There's a knocker, and Alfie is like, tuk, 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 tuk. You guys wait there a minute, and then eventually the door opens, and there is this sort of thinner, almost gaunt man. He looks like he's maybe in his late 40s, mid 40s. And he opens the door, says, "Ah, Alpheus, and the acolytes, come on in." And he ushers you in. It's a very fancy house. Very modern, but still, like, really nice, really fancy. Like, you walk in, it's, like, got, like, a vaulted ceiling in the kitchen. There's, like, one of those fridges that's, like, you know, like 3 times the size of, like, what a normal fridge would be. It's just all very nice, all very well kept, and he brings you guys into a living room, has you sit down. There's these big bay windows that look out onto the lake.
Why is the Godfather music playing?
And he sits down so you guys are sort of arraigned on like a couch and some other stuff, and then he sits down in sort of the central position of power, if you will, in an armchair, and sort of folds one leg up over the other. So, I understand that you're newly awakened.
Can I sit myself where I can see out the window towards giant tree?
Yeah, it's not hard.
I'll probably do the same.
Yeah, I don't want to look out the window.
So,
Yes.
I understand that it was just a few days ago. Why don't each of you give me a brief... You don't have to get into the nitty-gritty details, just a brief idea of how what triggered your awakening.
Well, apparently mine was different from everybody else's.
Then you should go first.
So what had happened was I was out fishing with my friend, and we tried to go back to land, but no matter which direction we went to, it seemed like we were always lost. And we came up to this little island, like full of ruins, to look for shelter for the night. Yeah. So my friend disappeared for a little while. I was by myself. Went down into the stairway, I guess underground or something, and found this huge pillar of crystal that was like glowing, and it seemed to be like the source of the island glowing and all that stuff. But yeah, I got to the center, went up to the top, chiseled my name, went through the door, and I was back at the camp with my friend. And then we got attacked by a tentacle monster.
Well, that certainly escalated quickly.
Yeah, but I took care of it. I turned him into a bunny.
Into a bunny.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then another monster grabbed the whole island and just sunk it into the water, and I woke up in my bed. Or no, on the beach.
He did not hang on to the stuff that
So
that Alf had talked about as far as not giving people details.
I mean, that was just his awakening.
yeah, that's just my
So-
awakening.
That's probably fine.
Probably. Maybe.
That sounds
Clubhouse.
unique.
Yeah, I got this little momentum from it too.
Oh.
And
there you
that's
go.
very unique.
I don't know. Do you know anything about that?
I don't. The Mysterium might be able to help you.
Yes, that.
Wait a minute, Joe.
Alphalcius. No, Alpheus mentioned that too. Is there any way I can speak with them?
I'm sure one of their representatives will be around to talk with
I
you.
just want to make sure it doesn't get infected,
I bet.
So.
It sounded like perhaps the rest of you had a similar experience?
We were kind of hanging out when it all happened.
We were playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Like you do.
There was a bit of an emergency with one of his next door neighbors at the time. And
Experienced
in
time.
we had some time
Thing.
slowdowns and stops on us and stuff like that, and then in the backwash of all of that got kind of flung into our own independent experiences. And I climbed up this tower that showed me kind of the machine of the world, like of law and the way things operate, and got to see the paths and laws of goodness and intention, and it's been a wild journey. I had to find a key and open a door, and that was how I woke up. I suppose that would be what you guys would call Obramos, right?
That does indeed sound like it.
That was me.
I think we three drank from a chalice. Or
Yeah,
a
we
cookie.
had sort of a more similar. Yeah, I didn't get a cookie.
Yeah, they were talking about cookies. I'm a little bit jealous,
I
but
didn't
he
get
said
cookies. I
something
didn't get
about
cookies.
blood, and I didn't have to do anything with blood. So I'm appreciative of
I
that.
didn't even get a drink. I had fight for my life.
I wandered through a beautiful ethereal forest, and then wrote my name in a book of stone. So, Thyrsus.
Mm-hmm.
Arcanthus. I know stuff too.
We all sort of had similar experiences where we there was a path and there were bushes and hedges and a big beautiful tower. We had to get past obstacles, and I lived a lot of lives in a very, very short amount of time. And drank a drink. I didn't get any cookies. Also, they've had a hard time convincing me that my powers, my newfound powers, did not come from playing Dungeons and Dragons. Just saying.
We have had a difficult time convincing her of that.
Yes.
It's true.
I'm just saying the correlation is there.
I have played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. This is the first time any of this shit has happened.
I had never played Dungeons and Dragons before.
I understand the correlation.
But that does
Anyway.
not that does not prove causation.
Anyway, their stories.
Oh, I said we all drank from the chalice. There was bushes. There was family
Bridges
meetups.
Bridges across rivers and
Crossing rivers is drinking from a chalice. Freeing an old woman in a house.
What?
Eating a cookie.
I didn't get a cookie.
Am I the
Yes,
one
you
that got
did.
a cookie?
Oh, did I?
Your
get a
grandmother
cookie?
gave you a
Yeah.
cookie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did get
You
a cookie.
both got cookies.
And family, I guess.
I guess I kind of forgot.
That's been nice.
It was alright.
All right. Well, we are happy to have new members of our concilium. As I'm sure Alpheus has somewhat told you, there are some rules here. This concilium does hold to what we call the Lex Magica. These are the rules of the concilium. The basic rules are quite simple. We seek to preserve magic, to learn more and study it and improve ourselves. We do not cast magic in front of those who are unawakened, nor do we unnecessarily risk paradox or bringing the abyss into the world. We honor all oaths that are made and the rulings of the Concilium Council. As members of the Concilium, you have a right to a legal trial for any incidents or conflicts that you feel you may have with other members of the Concilium. If you do not have a lictor to stand for you at the trial, we can have one appointed to you for the duration of the trial. This Concilium does allow the dual arcane to resolve disputes that otherwise cannot be peacefully resolved.
That sounds terrifying.
A French Revolution.
I like that.
And this
You would.
Concilium honors all Cabal charters that have been entered with us, and any oath that is witnessed by at least 2 others and has been sworn on the Lex Magica is considered binding.
All right. So I do have a question. Generally speaking, I don't see any really huge reason why I would have any urge to disagree with this. But when you say we'll uphold anything that the Concilium creates as far as their laws and regulations, if one comes up in the future that we find unethical, is there a way to legally challenge within this contract?
Yes, the Lex Magica does allow you to challenge rulings and seek an appeal. But your oath and this Concilium does expect that you will respect the rulings of the council. So if your appeal may not be successful, and while you are attempting to appeal, you must still abide by whatever the rules or decisions that are made.
And if you were to decide that is something that, if they decide that they are not going to yield to something different on that, would somebody have the opportunity to leave? if they disagree.
You may choose to revoke your oath, at which point you will be exiled from the Concilium. You will be considered persona non grata on Concilium grounds and within our societies, but only in this Concilium.
Did you guys just hear something upstairs?
No.
Okay, never mind. All right. That sounds fair.
If a person leaves and they're exiled, are they exiled for life, or is there a chance they could come back?
The council could rule, under extenuating circumstances, to reinstate a member of the Concilium, but usually if you choose to revoke your oath, that is a final
Yeah.
act.
Okay. Other question: is it coincidence that you have a direct line of sight to the boathouse over there?
Yes. This Concilium has used this property and been in existence for far longer than the particular mysteries that are happening at the boathouse.
I'm just gonna agree with it.
Plot thickens. Okay. Nobody else got any other questions?
So, are you? So you're Lord the Hierarch?
I am the provost for the hierarch.
Yes, you're Lord the, I guess, the person above you.
Mm-hmm.
Hierarch. Is he hierarch for all or just Vermont?
He is the hierarch for the Lake Champlain Concilium.
Okay, got it.
I assume you probably don't call him your lord.
No. I refer to him as hierarch or Locke.
That makes more sense, yes.
Who's in charge of him?
No one. He's the hierarch.
Right, but just for this area.
Right.
I don't think there's anyone higher than him.
He is the highest authority for this Concilium, and this Concilium does not recognize any other Concilium or organization as having authority over them.
So the conciliums separately don't necessarily work in tandem.
Not necessarily. The Silver Ladder does often try and organize what they call convocations to bring multiple different Concilium together. And we have fairly good relations with the neighboring Conciliums, but we do not recognize any of them as having precedent over us.
All right.
Gotcha.
Will we have access to all of the different laws and stuff like that beforehand that the concilium has already passed, so we know what we're getting into?
So we don't accidentally break a law?
Yeah, that seems good.
We can make it available, however, it is a lengthy and hefty tome of laws. There are case laws going back hundreds of years at this point. However, if you commit an infraction against the Lex Magica unknowingly, and it's your first infraction of that particular ruling, there's hardly ever any formal consequences. Mostly we explain to you what the law was and how you broke it, and you agree not to follow it again. Usually there are only serious reprimands if you consistently violate one of the laws, or if you violate one of the greater laws.
What are those?
The ones I mentioned before. Not causing paradox, preserving magic,
Gotcha.
not trying
The
to...
big ones.
Yeah.
Got it.
Murder people.
Makes sense.
Got it.
I think I can be comfortable with that. I don't know what this bizarre accent is that I've devolved into throughout the day, but
Very well. In that case, and he reaches down and out of he's got like a little, almost like a lawyer's briefcase. He pulls out a clipboard with some papers on it. He says, "Very well. Then I will need to record each of your shadow names, and you will need to swear a binding oath to the Concilium."
Okay. I do have a question about shadow names. Are you supposed to, is it just like the Queen where you just have a single name, or do you have a first and a last name?
It's whatever you want.
Okay.
I just need to record whatever your shadow name is for the official records, so we have a record that you are a member of our Concilium.
What's your shadow name?
I am called Hermes.
Hermes.
that makes
Nice.
I need to go last. I had it picked out. I forgot the meaning of it.
Well, who
This
has
is it,
one?
and it
I
came
got
out.
one.
I have
I have one.
I Yeah.
I'll take
I think
the
I've decided.
clipboard.
Oh, so actually he holds it. So he says, "What is your shadow name?"
Dion. D-Y-O-N.
Dion.
D-Y-O-N.
Hold on, I should.
Dion, do you swear to uphold the laws of this concilium and give your loyalty and your fealty to it?
I do.
Very well. This has been recorded.
Now, Vanessa and wife.
Jericho.
Jericho, do you swear loyalty and fealty to this concilium and swear to uphold its laws?
I do. Somewhere my mother just passed out.
What?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh.
Carry on.
Well, you confused us. So.
Woman's been pushing me to be married for ages.
I'll go. My name is Isaac. I-S-A-A-C.
ISAAC.
Yeah.
I-S-A-A-C?
Yeah.
'Kay.
Isaac.
Double A.
Isaac, do you swear to uphold the laws of this concilium and to give it your fealty and your loyalty?
I do.
Is it just mostly names and not titles and stuff like that?
You can tell if you
It's
want.
whatever you want it to be.
Grandmaster, such and such.
My shadow name will be Loco.
Loco.
L-O-C-O.
Loco, do you swear to give your oath and fealty to this concilium and to uphold its laws?
I do.
This really does feel like I'm getting married.
Are the shadow names can be changed at a later date, or is this?
They can be changed. We ask that you send
us
us
know.
notification that you're changing your shadow name so that it can be
Changing address.
recorded for
Yeah.
the purposes of our records.
That's fair. My shadow name is Whimsy.
Whimsy, do you swear to uphold the laws and order of this concilium and to give it your fealty and loyalty?
I do.
It's already working.
I'm just very torn because the one I picked out this whole time is Latin, but then I just Googled it and it's also part of a yeast infection, and I'm very torn right now.
You are a sex pest, so.
We'll go with it, you know.
My shadow name would be
also-
Sex Pest.
It means something in Latin, but it's Auris. A-U-R-I-S.
A-U-R-I-S. What does it mean in Latin?
Ear?
Ear.
Ear. I was about to say, like, Aura. Ear.
Oris, do you swear to uphold the laws and order of this concilium and give it your fealty and loyalty?
I do.
Very well. Then I welcome you each as the newest members of our concilium.
Cool.
Welcome, and hopefully you will find your fellow mages good company.
We can hope.
So we use our shadow names with each other?
Yeah, no, we
Probably.
probably should just
Yes.
use shadow
Yeah.
names from
From
now
now
on.
on.
So.
I
Now what?
forgot yours, Nate.
Now, I
I
believe...
forgot yours.
Isaiah.
Yes, there is someone who wanted to have a moment to speak with you before representatives from some of the orders wish to speak with you. So
The hand.
I will send them in here shortly. And it's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
What was yours?
Loco.
Loco. L-O-C-O.
So he will stand up, collect his bag, and walk out of the room.
Pleasure, sir. Safe
Oh,
travels. Or whatever.
And so at him saying... So Alpheus has been here to witness the whole thing. When he says that somebody wanted to have a meeting with you, Alpheus is like,
Oh dear.
that wasn't on the docket. And in walks a familiar figure.
Helena.
Helena. Helena walks in.
What? You couldn't guess she was going to want to talk to us?
I don't know Helena.
She is not where... Yes, you do.
Do I?
Oh, no, you
No,
you
no.
weren't there. Sorry. So in walks this short, 5-foot woman. She is not wearing a dress this time, so she has combat boots,
Jeez.
skinny jeans. She's got like a leather jacket and like a little scarf thing going on.
No shirt?
No, she has a shirt on.
Okay.
It's just not of any particular note. She has long, straight, dark hair. She looks immaculately groomed She has almost perfect makeup done. As she comes into the room, you smell whatever you find to be the most attractive type of perfume. That is what you smell.
Gunpowder.
Yes,
She
gunpowder
smelled like
and breath.
Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is, that is what each of you smells when she enters the room.
You need something to drink there, Whimsy.
And she goes and
Look at
pulls
I'm
up.
thirsty here.
Joke of the day.
Dion.
So as she walks in, you hear Alpheus. Oh shit. And she's going to pull a chair over and set it down and sit down in front of you guys. Be like,
She's part of. Alphonse said she was head of the.
head of the Whiskey Room Wards cabal.
Right. No, wasn't she the head of one of the pents? Or one of the. Or was she just the head of the.
No, she is in the Silver Ladder. But
Yeah,
she
that's
is
what I was
just.
trying to.
Yeah, but she
okay.
is not the head of the Silver Ladder.
Right.
And
So
remind
she-
me what this. Or no, she'll tell us.
Yeah, so she sits down,
She'll give us the spiel.
crosses one leg over the other. So, we meet again. How are all of you settling in?
You okay, Loco?
I'm fine.
How are all of you settling in?
You know.
Been a weird time.
I'm sorry, we haven't met yet. My name is Isaiah.
No, you can call me Helena.
Hell no.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Well, I wanted to come in person and apologize for the brusque nature of our original meeting.
Who was brusque?
It was unexpected, and there was it was a very chaotic night. There was a lot going on in town. So I apologize that we did not treat you with the decorum that you deserved. You have my sincerest apologies. I hope that it won't be anything you hold against us.
Thank you.
Still didn't bring us a gift basket.
I also wanted to offer my support. My cabal, the Whiskey Room Wards, control most of downtown Burlington. That's sort of our general area we hang out. So if you're ever in need of anything, feel free to stop by.
Appreciate the offer.
Thank you, Helena.
So she will get up, and she purposely walked past all of you to go sit down. So she'll get up and walk behind the couches you guys are on, and as she walks, she slowly runs her hand across all of your shoulders, just the fingertips,
Yeah.
and heads out of the room.
God, I don't like her.
Yeah. So as soon as she's out of the room, Alpheus is like,
I don't know, she seemed alright to
She
me.
runs through me like wet chalk. Gosh.
Say that again!
he said, and I quote, "She runs through me like wet chalk."
What does that mean?
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It doesn't matter. There is no context.
There's
It's
no way
just
that's a good thing.
If wet chalk goes through you, it's just bad
Have you
either
ever
way.
used a chalkboard?
So Alpheus looks
Yeah.
at you guys now that she's walked out of the room. He's like, "So you can never say this to her face, but a lot of people refer to her cabal as Helena's harem."
Wow.
Oh gosh.
My.
Yeah.
My.
I don't know, it's my first time meeting her. She seemed nice enough.
So Alpheus looks over at you, Whimsy, and he's like, "She has that effect on a lot of people."
I'm sure she does.
You can tell with how she carries herself and does not respect people's personal space.
Right?
Well, if you don't like her, you might like her rival.
Who would that be?
And
Her
entering
name's-
into the.
Her name's Cassandra.
Cassandra. I hope Cassandra has a gift basket.
I don't feel like gift baskets are standing operating procedure
Anybody
here.
who actually just gives her a gift.
Right? That's I was like
No.
the first person who offers her a monetary reward. She's like, "Done! I'm in." More where this came from.
It's just you're trying to get people to join. You know, you get.
Yeah, you want to be nice.
You suck up? Is that what you're saying?
No, like if you go to a convention, they give you keychains or
Swag.
pins. The swag.
I mean, Hella was
You
pretty.
want swag?
I mean, it'd be magic swag.
Okay, well, you heard it, Alf. You give her a gift basket, she's gonna join you.
I'll pass that up the chain of command. On the upside, I suppose this, since she came beforehand, this means that Helena's not going to be the one they send from the Silver Ladder. For better or for worse.
Oh, yeah, because you were
She's just
expecting
that influential that
That
she can.
sort of improves their chances, honestly.
It depends who they send.
Yeah.
She is one of the most influential members of the Silver Ladder.
One of the more prominent
Concilium.
figures.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The Silver Ladder, as I understand it, does not actually have a deacon. That's sort of their local chapter leader. They don't actually have a deacon in the Concilium. The closest deacon is up in Montreal. But
Canada?
just go look it on the map. It's
No,
not that far.
I know
But-
that we are very close to the Canadian border.
But so she is one of the more influential.
Add more Canada to your.
And as I'm sure some of you noticed, she does tend to prefer to do the initial introductions.
Man. Alright.
One way of putting it.
She didn't even say anything about her silver ladder.
She was just apologizing for the behavior yesterday.
That's not
No,
why she
that was
came.
not
know.
what that was. She's being a...
She was showing a different kind of gift basket.
This is the manipulative Karen basket. It's full of goods. They're things that make you itch later.
All such bad jokes.
Ew.
Well, I believe that the first representative is going to want to come in and speak to all of you, so I'll leave you to it. Good luck. And hopefully I'll see you around.
Also,
Yes, thank
thank
you.
you for all your help. I know this is like kind of your job, but thank you anyway.
Yeah, don't mention
I
it.
I don't
agree.
see anybody else
Been
from
really
the other
helpful.
ones guiding us around.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like you've been some of the best advertising the Free Council could have.
Which is,
Wow.
I'm sure where you're going for. But I would love to talk to
I tried
Lorcan
my
another
best.
time about that hand.
That's gonna be on her
You
mind.
better-
I don't even know why he has that.
I don't
hand.
know,
You
but I
better-
want to know now.
Pin it, Lance, because we are gonna.
I knew what I was doing. And so Alpheus will get up and he'll shake each of your hands and then head on out the door. For a moment, you guys are sitting in this room that is far too big for the number of people currently in it.
Our babysitter left.
So, what's the background for Dion? Because I, no offense, but I can only think of mustard. When I hear- Is there a background?
Short for Dionysus.
Ooh, that's a dangerous game to play, Keith.
That is very dangerous, you
Huh.
wine drinking.
Is your character gonna go through a real interesting arc?
Dionysus is the god of the ever.
That is
Oh,
one
that
of the
is
things
true.
he is the god of.
Yeah.
Among other
Among
things.
others, but that was the
That
That was
means
the key one that I
your
was looking
uncle will
for.
die. That will now exist. Your uncle will die, and just like, and he left you this theater in Burlington. You must direct the greatest performance.
So,
of all time."
for your DM's edification,
Become the Phantom.
Steph, why did you pick Oris?
Because in Latin it means ear,
Uh-huh.
and it is a big focus of my life
Uh-huh.
about deafness and such.
Okay. Cool. It
I
was just
did
yours
not
and
want
Keith's
to
that
be
I wasn't
deaf.
sure what the reasoning was. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys sitting there for a minute,
Or
and who would go first? I know who would go first. So
Who would bully their way through
the
this?
door opens again, and in walks another familiar figure. In walks the man when you guys met with Helena. There was a man who came in first and sort of stood in the back. That guy walks in.
I really
Oh,
thought you were
the
going to say
one
Black
wearing,
Adam for a
uh,
second.
The one wearing the denim jacket or the spike-haired dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, the spike-haired
We
Yeah,
dude.
don't
so-
want denim.
So he comes in.
No, no.
He is wearing a suit coat.
Oh.
He's got a white shirt, a tie, a tasteful pair of slacks. He doesn't actually have like loafers on. He has more of like golf style shoes on. And he walks and he's like, "Hey guys, so glad I could have the
Hello.
chance to sit down and have a talk with you." And he goes around and offers to shake each of your hands.
Uh-huh.
It's our shadow.
And he does the like, you know, like the politician, like
Yeah. two-hand
Like,
shake.
yeah. And then he goes and pulls up a chair and sort of sits down in it very casually. He's like, "You can call me Cicero. I believe some of us have already met."
Briefly.
Sorry about that. That was caught us at a bad time. Anyway, I am here to tell you about the Silver Ladder and hopefully encourage you to come join our ranks. I don't know what all you've been told so far.
Not much.
But what I can tell you, the Silver Ladder is part of the Diamond. We trace our heritage back to the original judges, viziers, and counselors of Atlantis. And it is our job to try and ensure that humanity can reclaim their birthright. Magic was meant to be for everyone. And we strive to make sure that one day we can have an awakened nation. And that all members of the awakened community can work together in harmony. So we try to act as facilitators, peacemakers, politicians of a sort, although we don't claim to have any right to necessarily rulership. We are the order that was responsible for creating the laws of magic, the Lex Magica, as they are established throughout all Concilium. We're also the order that provides the lawyers. They're called lictors. There are also some that they're like lawyers, but a little more advanced, called factotums. It is our order that provides them. We keep track of all the different laws that have been passed. We strive our best to embody the best way to live as a mage, not giving into hubris or arrogance, but also not being afraid to use the powers that we've been given and not shying away from the fact that we do have the power and the ability and the right to remake the world into a better place. It's kind of our little spiel. Any questions so far?
You said that you folks stand for not giving into, like, hubris?
Yeah. So a lot of people, especially as you were a sleeper, a lot of people view pride as a sin, right? You're told to be humble, don't think of yourself as too grand. And while there's some truth to that, in reality, like, we all have awakened, we all have powers, and we are all in a position to make a difference that others can't. And we don't believe that we should shy away from that opportunity or be so afraid of using our power that we squander it and hold back when we don't need to. And now that's not to say that you should just do whatever you want willy-nilly, but we do think that we have a right to magic as humanity. And that right was stolen from us, and we want to get it back. We are also the order that we have the most networks across the world. We keep track of the different concilium. We help organize meetings between different mages. We're trying to sort of create a wider, a worldwide concilium, if you would, so that all mages everywhere can be connected together and work together.
So, now, I respect what you're going for there, but I am under the impression that nobody's quite sussed out what makes somebody wake, what makes somebody, any of that.
That is true.
So, if you are of the opinion that it is our right to all be awakened, and that your dream is that someday we will all be awakened, say we get closer to that dream, and a whole bunch of people are awakened, but for some reason, there's a handful of folks that can't.
Mm-hmm.
How do you intend on treating those folks?
The same way we believe that all sleepers should be treated now. They are just as much our brothers and sisters as the other mages are. The only difference is they don't have the same level of enlightenment that we do. So as those who can see further and wider than our sleeper friends and loved ones, we believe that it is the mage's responsibility to try and help push society and civilization towards those eternal supernal truths. So we try to be as compassionate as we can, and we also try to treat them. We don't view sleepers as beneath us or servants or slaves, but we do believe that because they're, through no fault of their own, short-sighted, that the responsibility falls on us to try and make those big picture decisions, since we have more knowledge and information. So we would treat them exactly the same way, and we all have our role to play in making the world a better place.
Interesting.
But why do you have Helena?
Thank you. I didn't want to be the one to say it.
I will say, you caught her at a bad time the other day.
Daytime?
What happened at the boathouse, especially because it happened in our territory, we were sort of on high alert, and that led to running into you. It didn't help that she sent Nero. So Helena is actually a very prominent member of the Silver Ladder because she's very good at working with other people. She's very charismatic, and lots of people are willing to follow her lead.
Her ego walks into her room 18 miles ahead of her.
For some people, that's attractive. And so she puts on that air.
Oh, so that's all just faking it.
I mean, not all of it, but some of it.
Her ego is 18 miles ahead of her.
A lot of, especially new mages, respond positively to someone who seems very in control.
Prideful.
Yeah. Most newly awakened mages are comforted by the idea that there are people here who know what's going on, who have things together, and who can help them, and that we're not all running around all crazy or with our heads in the ass. You're an Obermos, aren't you?
None of the other new mages catch the weird double standard, and we try to contain the ego and the pride, and then she walks in the room.
We don't try and contain it. You can't let the pride overrule who you are, but you should be proud of who you are. You should allow that to be seen. You shouldn't hide and cower because you're afraid of what other people might think of you. Yeah, you're definitely an Obermos. Look, give some of the other members a shot, okay? Maybe Helena specifically just isn't your cup of tea.
Oh,
but
she definitely is not.
I'm still getting over the fact that her ego's 18 miles ahead of her.
You can smell it. Fair paces away.
Really smell it.
And she's a little bit more toned down when she's not on stage, as it were. A little bit.
The Obermos in the room is just like, I'm unimpressed.
So here's a question. If you're trying to get everyone awakened to have this magic, are you not worried that majority of the people are greedy and selfish?
We are working very hard to try and help society as a whole and individuals overcome that tendency.
That's a good question, though.
People being selfish... People being selfish is not their fault. It is a product of the fallen world that we have all been trapped in. This world is designed to crush you, to push you down, and to keep you down. It's not really their fault. There are so many things bigger than them trying to keep them down. Now, we accept that, like, you can't just hand all those people the levers of power and let them go crazy.
Yeah.
But we do try and help teach people and teach them how to be responsible and in control of those things. And
there's a lot of people out there.
There are, and we're working on it. You asked how. The Silver Ladder, worldwide, we do our best to try and introduce the tenets of magic and the truths found in the supernal realm. It has to be done slowly and carefully, but we, ever so slightly, we try and nudge things towards a better future as much as we can. A lot of the people who were involved in having the Renaissance happen are, according to our records, they were members of the Silver Ladder, and it was a concerted effort to try and bring humanity out of the Dark Ages. We create, some would call them cults, but secret society is maybe a better term, but cult could fit in some cases, to try and help slowly teach people the true nature of the world. And we've had some success. Some people have awakened from being taught those things. It doesn't work for everybody, but there are cases where it's worked. So we try and do that. We build networks of influence so we can help consolidate resources and make sure that they're handled by some sort of more centralized group to try and better allocate them towards where they're best needed. A lot of times, the very things that you would need to solve the problems you're facing here, somebody else over there has extra of them, and you have something they could use. So we try and build those networks of communication and friendship and camaraderie so that we can share those resources around everybody who needs them most.
You ever awaken somebody using those kinds of methods that went sideways on you later?
I mean, I have never seen it. I'm sure it's happened before. You don't always know. For some people, awakening is not a fun experience, and some people it's uncomfortable to have their worldview shaken so much. So can't always promise it won't happen, but we feel like that doesn't mean you shouldn't try just because it might go wrong. Why rob someone of the opportunity to have all that we have on the chance that it might go wrong? At our core, we like to think that we're optimists.
Just out of curiosity, have you ever heard of someone having an awakening and like die from it?
I've heard of it. I don't know how much stock I place in those stories. I don't know of any reliable records that explain that. It's not to say it doesn't happen, but I don't know of any reliable records about it. If you're really interested in that sort of thing, the Mysterium might know more. They have a lot more historical records about that type of stuff than we do.
We'll be
All
talking
comes
to
back
one
to
of them.
Mysterium for you.
I really need to talk to those people.
Conveniently, we'll probably
Well, if
one.
you can't find what you want, look me up sometime. I'll see if we can arrange things for you to get access to that sort of stuff. Any other questions?
Not for right now.
Appreciate your presentation.
Thanks, guys. Hope to see you around, and maybe I'll see you back in the whiskey room sometime. And he'll get up and shake each of your hands again and head on out the door.
I like him.
The door closes. I'm like,
Wouldn't count.
no gift basket.
No gift.
I didn't hate what he was saying, but I really wish he hadn't shook my hand.
I did not like that double touch.
I would give him 4 out of 5
Yeah,
stars.
I don't think the whiskey folks are too big on personal space.
No.
Well, you heard him, Helena's harem.
Silver ladder.
Yeah,
I think she just takes space.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. I don't like.
Apparently you're the Ouroboros, which apparently is bad for Silver Ladder people.
And he was all right,
Not
and I
for Silver
liked some
Ladder
of the
people.
ideas.
Alpheus did tell you
Yeah.
guys before that it's specifically the Mastigos path and the Obermos path
Clash
tend to
hard.
clash really
Like,
hard.
I didn't mind that guy. I see some red flags, but I don't mind that guy. That lady,
Nope.
Jamal hates.
Whimsy over here, meanwhile.
I can appreciate a confident woman.
There's confident and then there's cocky.
I can appreciate
all I
confident
can hear in my mind every time I see her reaction when she walks in is there's a line from the blacklist that's like, "Oh, you look like the CIA. What does the CIA look like? Beautiful, but treacherous." All right, so there is a knock at the door,
Entree move.
and slowly the door opens, and a woman comes in. She's in sort of still casual, but like business casual attire. She has very curly, almost an afro, but not really, blonde hair. And she comes in. She's like, "Hey guys,
Hello.
sorry I'm a little late. I'm Cassandra, and I'm here to talk to you guys about the Mysterium."
All right.
Hey, I've been
and your particular order come up a lot in conversation.
Really? About what?
Would you care to show her?
So what happened was, and I'll lift up my sleeve like,
Oh! Yeah, I can see why we'd come up.
what can you tell me about that?
Me? Nothing. I have no idea. I've never seen that. I know people who would love to poke and prod it.
Well, it was done by a tentacle monster, so.
That just makes it even more interesting. Wow, that's so weird.
During my awakening,
Huh. I'm gonna need to have you tell me exactly what happened at some point. Not right now, but at some point. For our records.
Cassandra, real quick.
Do you ever get back?
The girl mentioned there was a check.
Yep.
Helena.
You've met Helena.
It's hard to
Have
not.
I ever?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I
Like Cassandra.
She's unbearable.
I agree. Are you Overmost?
I am. Are you Overmost?
Apparently.
Great. No, I am not a fan of Helena nor the lovesick puppies that follow her around.
I'm not following anybody.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. You know, wipe the drool from your mouth.
We do have to get through presentations.
We got 3 more after Cassandra.
Who's Cassandra?
Please tell us
Mysterium.
what the
Mysterium,
Mysterium.
right.
Okay,
Oh,
so
right.
the Mysterium, we call our Atlantean name was the Wings of the Dragon. We trace our lineage from the scholars and the sages of old Atlantis. So, our order is concerned with trying to preserve as much Atlantean history and the original magics and artifacts from Atlantis. They're found in small, scattered pieces all over the world. So that is what the Mysterium does. We believe that all knowledge and magic needs to be preserved. We've already lost far too much over the course of human history to risk losing any more. Yes,
Have you seen Indiana Jones?
I have.
Okay, so sort of similar vibes.
I'll explain it in a minute.
Okay.
It's a very
Sorry.
common. It's a very
just
common.
Like, I have the hat.
We also believe that just because knowledge should be preserved doesn't mean that everyone should just be handed whatever information they're looking for. Some magic or information is too dangerous, and some people are too dangerous. So we also ensure that magic that's too dangerous or too potent is sort of kept out of general circulation. We have large athenaeums around the world where we store dangerous artifacts or other pieces of magic in case it's ever needed, but also to protect it and keep it from those who would willingly or unwillingly misuse it. We have a reputation involving Indiana Jones because some members of our order work as acquisitors. They go out and find those artifacts or pieces of magical lore that are usually in dangerous places.
Sounds like fun.
And retrieve them. We also, a large bulk of our order work as cataloging and studying those things and determining how that old magic worked and how we could possibly recreate it. So sort of that, both sides of that Indiana Jones equation, the Professor Jones and the Indiana Jones.
Interesting.
Who decides what is too powerful and what is not?
Mm-hmm.
That was
That's
a
a
good
very
question.
good question.
When it depends exactly where it's found and how powerful or potent it is. Oftentimes, the local curator, that's the leader of the local athenaeum, is in charge of deciding who can and can't have access to it. But it is sort of there is a certain amount of collegiate discussion that happens about it. You can think of the curator as sort of the dean of a college, where they still take into account, their staff's opinions on things, but ultimately the dean gets the final say. certain things, if they are powerful enough, there is a sort of regional or continental group of curators that meet together to decide what should be done with it, and if necessary, there are a few very special, very protected vaults that it can be stored in.
Do people get to pick kind of what they want to do in there, whether they want to be indie or professor?
Everyone starts out as an Inquisitor. It's sort of how you earn your stripes, as it were. But after your original stint there, you have the option, if you wanted to keep doing that sort of work, you certainly can. But you also can transition to some of the other roles that we have. There are those who study it. There are also people called censors that work on finding and removing magic and other dangerous things out of circulation. They oftentimes wind up brokering deals with other orders or cabals to get access to dangerous magical artifacts that they have or have found to make sure that they're safely stored in an Athenaeum.
So you could theoretically do some of these tasks as a member of another order and work as almost a liaison type thing.
Not usually. Usually they stumble into it pursuing their own goals. Many mages are hesitant to part with powerful magic that might give them an edge, but the Mysterium tries to work hard to reacquire those items and get them out of the general public's hands if they're too dangerous or powerful. So the censors work to sort of broker some of those deals, but I've never heard of another order going and collecting the artifacts on behalf of the Mysterium. There may be some cabals that have members of other orders who assist their cabal in fulfilling those orders, but we have never gone to another order itself and asked for their aid. We do sometimes request help from the Adamantine Arrow to provide protection during some of our escapades, and we do sometimes go to the Guardians of the Veil for local intelligence, or to the Silver Ladder to get their connections or their backing on a lot of things. We all we work in synergy with each other, but I've never heard of anyone actually doing Mysterium work that wasn't in the Mysterium.
What do you guys do about new history?
New history?
History is being made every day. I'm a curator too. You can't
It
deal
is,
with the new
but
stuff.
Is it really new? Atlantis was the greatest civilization that humanity had ever created. What we have found about them has far surpassed anything that Sleeper Society has managed to produce.
So you're not interested in looking at what is being done with what resonates in our memories as a collective?
I mean, we're interested in it, but that's not the... We're not worried about that kind of knowledge being lost, more so... Which is not to say it's not important, just... It's not as important as some of the ancient secrets of Atlantis where there's no other place to get them, and humanity may never be able to reach those heights again.
Who's dealing with the space in between? Is anybody really?
Not that I know of.
Seems like a blind spot.
I think it's a matter of priorities. There are only so many mages, and there's only
Fair.
so many of us that survive many of the dangers in the supernatural world, so we have to sort of prioritize the most important pieces. There may come a day where we prioritize more of those things, but there's still too many important understandings and secrets about Atlantis that we lack. Individual Mysterium members may be interested in that. We do have members of the Mysterium who work to commit entire fields of study to memory and to ensure that there's sort of a living history book of things. But that's not the order as a whole. That's not necessarily our primary motive. Also, a lot of those things aren't particularly in danger of disappearing because there are sleepers who can catalog them and preserve them and keep them. it would take a cataclysmic event for modern art or literature to completely disappear off the face of the earth.
Just gently.
Yeah, I'm
Look
like,
over
Just kinda
towards
go up
the-
to the boathouse.
the
Give,
boathouse.
give some time.
I see we're on the same wavelength.
Absolutely.
I don't know if this is going to be for me. I would at least like to have a positive relationship with your order.
I'm glad. We do strive to build strong interpersonal relationships. We place a lot of value on merit and the vouching for others and building a network of scholars and contemporaries.
Okay. Well,
I'll
thank you,
probably-
Cassandra.
Yeah, thank you. I might have more questions for you later, but right now I've got a lot to mull over.
When someone joins your thing, what kind of is there like a
Welcome back.
welcome package or
What do you mean?
like if you were to say go to human college, you get kind of a pamphlet. Maybe they'll give you a sweater with your university on it or some such
She
thing.
wants magic swag.
I'm just saying, if one were to join,
Members of the Mysterium do have access to some magical resources and artifacts and items, particularly if you need them to fulfill any responsibilities given to you. But we don't generally go around handing those things out to anyone who shows interest. You have to pass initiation
if
first.
you join.
Yes, if you join, you'll have access to all the resources at our disposal.
She might also just like a fruit basket.
Duly noted.
Well, this is all good. I took lots of notes. Thank you for meeting with
And
us.
don't let me forget. I want to talk to you later.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate
She'll
it.
get up and walk out.
Thank you for asking that question. I was trying to figure out how to word it.
Jericho.
About the fruit basket?
Yes, about the
No,
fruit basket.
About the new magic stuff.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not satisfied fully with her answer about that.
Yeah,
it
it
seems,
seems
like
like
they
they
are
were
so
too-
focused looking backward that they're missing the stuff in front of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be fun to Indiana Jones it up, but
And it's very
I
important.
don't think I'm smart enough to
Oh,
understand all of that stuff.
probably
that-
are.
They sound like the ATF. I don't
My
like it.
lowest skill
They
is
sound like the
mental.
ATF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to be doing
I'm not a huge fan.
interviews today. I kind of expected this to be the other way around, but I feel like we're a board of people with our notebooks, and this
Yeah.
person's coming in and being like, "This is why."
It's us
I'm
interviewing
great.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a very serious thing.
I know, but like, I don't know. I didn't really feel like I would be doing an interview today. Multiple interviews.
I had not planned.
I didn't know if I would live today, so I'm quite pleased.
There's another knock at the door.
Oh,
So this person knocks and then opens the door.
oh, hello.
And as he walks in, it's a reasonably tall man. He has very tight, curly, blonde hair. He's wearing, it's very like tech bro. It's like the like regular shirt, but like with the sports jacket over it, but still in like jeans and like nice, some nice shoes. And he walks in. He's got an Apple Watch on his wrist. He walks in. He's like, "Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hello.
I've heard good
Hi.
things about you."
Oh,
Have you?
He closes the door and he comes in and sits down. He's like,
Really shocked.
"Yeah, I'm Lafayette. I represent the Free Council, and Alpheus has told me a good little bit about you guys."
That's why you've heard anything about us.
ah, okay.
Okay.
Wait,
And
isn't
you
the Free
wrapped them.
Council not part of the?
No, I really wish I could.
I'm a little disappointed, but I appreciate your candor.
You're right. The Free Council is not
Wrap.
technically a part of the Diamond or the Concilium,
Right.
but the local assembly is not influential enough here to allow us to operate independently. But in return, they do let us come give our pitch to the new people. So yeah, from what I've heard, it sounds like you guys might all be good fits for us. As I'm sure you've noticed, I don't know what other... I saw Cassandra on the way out, but I don't know what other orders you've talked to.
Silver Ladder
Helena.
Mysterium.
So when you say he goes, Helena. All right, well, as I'm sure you might have picked up from some of their orders, the diamond is a little old-fashioned. Some might say stuck in their ways. Focused on the past. We're not. We believe that the same way humanity has continued to innovate and grow and pursue
Synergy.
new horizons, magic also has new horizons that we can pursue. And the diamond is so stuck in the past and so focused on their old Atlantean traditions, they miss the magic that happens right in front of them. And they miss how modern society, even though it's different and technology has radically changed it, it still reflects those same magical truths. So we're really the only order that has embraced that tradition and tried to keep up with things.
Did you have your ear on the door?
No?
Okay, just making sure.
Insight?
You're not... Okay.
Actually, yeah, I will
Do it.
insight. What's insight again?
I will too.
So roll me wits empathy.
I mean, I kind of think this was in the pitch anyway.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Nice.
Today's barely my day. Okay, 3 successes.
He absolutely was eavesdropping on you guys. 100%.
I respect it, though.
Yes, same. Two successes.
Yeah, he was absolutely eavesdropping on you guys. There is an element of him that's sort of like he's the... They bring him in to do the razzle dazzle. So he's the pitch. He's the pitch man. He's the guy that they bring in to do the presentation because he's like personable and smart. Yeah. Anyway, so we're really the only order you're going to find that has embraced modern technology and modern means, most importantly of which is we are an actual democracy, and we don't run off of the words of a bunch of old mages who are out of touch with how things actually are.
How does that jive with the concilium?
They tolerate it.
Okay.
The Free Council has had a long-standing alliance with the Diamond, and we respect that they are trying to keep old traditions alive and that they are very good at what they do, but we think they're missing the point. But we work together against external influences, and we're slowly doing our best to try and bring them around to some more modern views of things. You know, human rights, individuality, democracy, that sort of thing.
Do you like individuality?
How do you feel about unawakened sleepers versus the awakened?
It is never going to stop amazing me what sleepers have managed to do without magic. Like they have come so far and accomplished so much. Things that we never would have dreamed would have been possible for the mundane, they've managed to pull off, and they don't even have magic.
Like airplanes.
Exactly. Like airplanes, or computers, telecommunications, the internet.
AI.
All of it. It's amazing what they have managed to do, even being so limited as they are. So we try and embrace that same innovative spirit and apply it to magic.
So how... Okay, so you have basically said that you respect sleepers.
Yeah.
And accomplishments and stuff. But how does the Free Council feel about... I think the Silver Ladder talked about, like, everyone should have magic as our birthright and stuff like that. How does the Free Council feel about that?
We believe that all knowledge should be shared. And it should not be given away for wealth or influence or power. Everyone has a right to the collective wisdom and knowledge of humanity. So if we could get everyone to awaken, that would be fantastic. I don't know that that's really a realistic goal. There are some interesting things being done in the realm of quantum mechanics that might help explain awakening, but so far we have nothing that is actually conclusive to prove how awakening works. But unlike the Silver Ladder, we feel like everyone should have equal say, and that just because we have magic doesn't inherently make us better than the unenlightened. And that's why every member of the Free Council is allowed to vote in our assemblies on the decisions we make. Everyone has equal say.
I like that.
Who was the blue jean people?
Abyss.
They're like, they're abyss
Yeah, they're the
worshippers.
bad cult.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they weren't. an
Yeah,
order.
they're not an
Oh.
order.
Yeah, they're
So, as a member of the Free Council, do you encourage some of your members to act as liaisons, bridging some of the gaps in between some of this mad drive forward and the respect and study of the past? Seeing as you are all about being individuals.
I mean, every individual is free to pursue whatever course they would like. As an organization, we don't really worry about it too much. The Mysterium's pretty much got the old archaeological stuff well in hand. And it would take us an infinite amount of time to catch up with the expertise they have. So we don't worry about it too much, but we do recognize that the orders are not focused on the future. And so that's where we try and focus ourselves. We would love to be a part of them and share that knowledge across the board, but the orders are very resistant to sharing their secrets, as it were. And so we've learned through experience that that's not really a useful avenue of approach.
They don't seem to have that same thought process. At least they don't tell people that they have that same process. It's an interesting thing.
So the Mysterium said that, they look for people to go out and find, items and etc. And what's kind of the Free Council, what would they like their members to do?
Instead of wasting our time trying to find these tiny little individual pieces from some mythical Atlantis, we think the best way to advance humanity and magic is to study modern civilization and culture and what we can learn from them. So some of our members specialize, they try and study like pop culture or different musical trends or types of artwork or computer programming or whatever new things sleepers have come up with, and trying to understand what the root supernal truths in them are. We were the first order to figure out how to integrate magic with computer networks and technology. Most of the orders now use some sort of digital record storing system. Our order is the one who first pioneered how to meld those two things together, because we weren't so afraid of the computers that we wouldn't touch them. So that's sort of where we try and focus our efforts, are in the modern fields of science and medicine and culture and the humanities.
Thank you.
So, generally I agree with where this is going. But how does the Free Council feel about things from the past? Because I think that it would be a huge mistake to ignore history and things that have happened in the past.
No,
Absolutely.
history is absolutely valuable. We don't think that it's not worth paying attention to. We don't ignore history just because it's history. What we do think is that the shattered records and the hidden half-truths that people like the Mysterium try to obsess over and find, we just don't think that's worth the effort. There's so few of those, and they're so scattered, and in many cases they're so dangerous to access. That's really not the most efficient use of our time and energy. It's not to say we don't think, like, if we ran everything, there would be members of the Free Council who focused on that stuff. But we don't think that that's what all that we do should be worried about. And since the Mysterium is around and we're trying to play nice and not step on their toes, we generally let them handle that unless we can get to it before them and they don't have to know about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Perhaps another opinion on your thing.
Well, so far everybody's told me to seek out Mysterio.
Yeah, but might
Who's told you that though? Like,
might have a different
if they're
perspective,
traditionalists,
at
they're
least.
gonna not point you our direction
I
because
think
we're
Alfie said that.
non-traditionalists.
Alpheus mentioned it.
Oh, interesting, huh?
Well, show him.
Show 'em.
Might be worth a second opinion. All I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I mean,
You didn't even
can't
get a
hurt,
first opinion.
right?
I pull my pants down. No. Got this growth going? No. So I'm gonna lift it up.
Oh, that's weird.
That's his opinion.
He's gonna pull out his phone. He's gonna be, can I take a picture of it?
Who you gonna send it to?
Nobody, just so like I can take it back and like ask people if they know what it is. I won't attach your name to it or anything if you're uncomfortable with it.
I suppose.
Yeah, I say ick. It's not gonna work.
And he gets it from like 3 different angles, takes a whole bunch of pictures. Like, okay, cool. I'll ask around, see if anybody
It
recognizes
was
it.
done by tentacles, just so you know.
That's kinky.
Yeah.
I don't think it was probably quite as
Consent.
thrilling
It was
in
not
that regard.
consensual.
For some people, that still makes it kinky. Look, some members of our order try to embrace all modern trends, even if
Oh.
they're not worth a whole lot.
Nope.
You want to call Helena back in?
Huh?
You want to call Helena back in?
Nope. Nope.
Helena.
Everybody
That
says
makes me
that.
question you. No, you're fine.
He really.
Obermost, right?
Apparently
Yeah,
not.
yeah. No. I myself am a Macanthus.
Does there tend to be more of a specific path that joins specific orders, or is there just a smattering of everything?
Not necessarily. Every order can make use. Some orders or some paths are a cleaner fit. Lots of Obermost wind up joining the Adamantine Arrow. Something about being able to fling lightning and fire around makes you really attractive to the warrior people.
That's fun.
You get a good amount of acanthus in the Mysterium, but also all over. Like, luck and fate make you pretty valuable no matter where you land. A lot of Mastigos wind up in the Silver Ladder or the Guardians of the Veil. Kind of leans into their strengths of sort of understanding people's emotions and that peering into the mind and being able to see across distances or access places that are supposed to be inaccessible. So not necessarily. It also kind of depends. Like, at some periods of time you might have a lot of them. It just kind of depends. But
Yeah.
every mage is useful, and everyone brings useful tools to the... Just, Obermost tend to not like Helena
Everyone's a useful
and
tool.
other Mastigos.
We're picking up on that.
It's a long-standing, well-documented grudge.
I mean, apparently it runs deep because you didn't know any of the background.
I did not. I just
It's
did not like that woman.
it has to do a lot with the sort of philosophy, I think. Like the Obermost, right? Like you've seen sort of the divine plan of things. You've talked with angels and gods. You've shown them your respect. Mastigos are very much like the only god that they recognize as themselves, and their awakening experience is very much like control yourself so that you can control the space around you. It's just two very, not necessarily always opposed, but they tend to run against the grain with each other a lot of the time. Obermost tend to not look as favorably on, things like seduction or manipulation, that sort of thing, which tends to be what Mastigos excel at, as I'm sure some of you have seen with Helena.
It's hard to miss.
Yeah, she's not
Yep.
really particularly.
Subtle.
Yeah, she doesn't have to be. Anyway, so you see when he says that, he's kind of like, oh. Anyway,
Weird.
Thank you.
yeah, any other questions?
I'm sure that we'll have more someday.
All right, and I want you guys to know, Alpheus spoke highly of you, and no matter where you wind up, you're always welcome to come to any of our assembly meetings. All mages are welcome.
No, what? Thank you for that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, guys. And he'll get up and head on out the door.
So far, he's the best one.
I just Like,
Man,
so
Helena's
bored.
roots run very deep.
She gets around.
Apparently, yeah.
But she'd like them to go deeper.
No.
So, who's left on the agenda?
The back
Adamantine Arrow.
the
The
Guardians of the Galaxy, and
I think it's just the
Guardians
Guardians
of
of the
the
Veil and the
I
Adamantine
cannot
Arrow.
hear Guardians
I
of
think
the
those are the two
Galaxy.
left.
Yeah.
well, this- okay,
Unless they don't,
2019
unless neither of them want us.
That's true.
I don't.
They're like, now we're full of.
Well, no, but it's just like,
I kind of feel like everyone wants new blood.
well, not
Since they
necessarily.
didn't
I mean,
want us
there's
to
only
look in here.
150 mages in the area.
And I'm Obramos, so
We're
Adamantine
there's
Arrow is
6 of us
probably going
right
to be
now.
at
Yeah,
least
but there's also,
interested.
I don't know how others feel about 4-hour Canthas, a Theris, and an Oberos. I don't know if that
You
fits.
don't have to be in the same group as us, so
Yeah, you don't have to join the
Yeah,
same
that's
orders.
true.
You
so-
can all
We can
join
all
different
divide-
orders.
divide the party.
I know where I'm leaning for the moment.
same, I think.
You guys hear the door open.
Well, they
Not
didn't
even
even
a knock.
knock.
In walks this sort of small, spindly guy. He looks pretty young, actually. He looks like he's maybe in his 20s. And he walks in. He's real quiet. He has a very like somber look on his face. And he comes in. He's just sort of like, I'm here to deliver a message from the Guardians of the Veil. They would like to invite any of you who may express interest in learning more about our order. There's a lot of rumors that get thrown around about what we do, but at our core, we're trying our best to keep the fallen world from getting any worse and making sure that other mages learn how to act responsibly and stay within the bounds that the Supernal has set on us. We also believe in duty and sacrifice. We believe that some people need to do the difficult, dangerous things to make room for everyone else to enjoy a better life. That's the message that the Guardians asked me to deliver to you.
What was your name?
I'm Zala.
Zala?
If you have any questions, I'll answer what I can.
Oh.
Do you like your job?
It's kind of irrelevant.
I don't think it is.
What we do is important. It's the most important work any order does. We ensure that the abyss does not grow any larger. But that requires us to do things that aren't fun, and they aren't easy, and people usually don't like you for it.
What's the worst thing you've had to do?
Oh, just right out of the gate.
Kill someone. A friend.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Jeez.
So, whether I like it or not is kind of irrelevant, because if I let my likes and dislikes determine what I do, there may not be much of a world left, and I'd rather sacrifice myself so other people can do what they like.
Well, regardless of whether or not I end up in your order, I appreciate what you do.
Thanks.
Also, do you guys have therapists?
We do what we can.
I should maybe mention that my name's Whimsy.
Mind your ears.
That's an interesting choice.
We'll fit right in.
You'll fit right in with Jester and Joker.
How is it decided what steps need to be taken to keep the abyss from growing more powerful here?
I can't discuss some of the particulars, but every time a mage oversteps their bounds, every time they call down power that wasn't meant for them, and they increase the power of the abyss, and we lose a little bit more of the fallen world. So we work to make sure that those who would abuse their power or would use it recklessly are kept in check, or if at all possible, prevented from awakening.
How do you prevent them from awakening?
We try and sift through those who show a tendency to act before they think, or to not be mindful of the consequences of their actions, and we try to divert their attentions to other things to keep them away from discovering the truth. And if they do awaken, we usually try and bring them into the order so that we can keep tabs on them and help ensure that they learn restraint.
Oh, missed one, huh?
How do you find out if you were on that list?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay. I can restore.
Do you ever kill people to prevent awakenings?
If we have to.
So, you folks work on I guess the simplistic way would say, better safe than sorry?
No. But if we determine that it would cause more harm than good, we might intervene. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen.
You see that before they even awaken. What gives you that insight?
We watch. We listen. We pay attention to the things people miss. We notice tendencies and patterns that other people overlook, and we record them.
Before they even have any kind of access to the magics they could wield.
Awakening doesn't turn you into a better person.
Oh, of course not. No.
So we monitor those who aren't good people.
Mm.
And if they awaken, then at least we know what kind of person they are.
Do you feel that some magic use is appropriate, or is it just
Some magic is, but it needs to be used carefully and responsibly. Using magic when mundane options are available is a waste and a risk. A risk that we don't need to take.
candle with magic is probably
I was practicing.
We don't believe in not using magic. We're not like the Banishers, but it's our job to act as the conscience of the awakened and as sort of the guardians to keep things in check and keep them from going too far in their hubris.
Who sets what's too far?
I can't discuss that.
But if we visited, we could learn more without.
We might be able to tell you more. There are some things that even I don't know because I can't be trusted with them.
Security clearance, essentially.
Something like that.
Okay.
I'd at least be willing to go to one of your meetings, see more, know more.
That would be the response.
We also recognize that what we do is not for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and that some people are not capable or willing to make the sacrifices we make, and we think that's okay.
Do you ever have people leave the Guardians of the Veil?
Sometimes.
Through death, or do they...
Sometimes through death, sometimes because they have lost the will to do what we do.
Gotcha.
Is there mobility between the orders?
We try to keep there some, but few orders trust a guardian. They think that anyone who would leave is a spy. So
I did. The only thing I've heard, the rumor, because you said there was rumors, I did hear you refer to as the secret police.
that's what a lot of people call us, that we repress things, but only when we have to.
Does your order view the other orders as irresponsible with their magic?
Sometimes. The orders have noble goals, but sometimes they let those goals get in the way of doing the right thing and what needs to be done.
Ugh, this is tugging at my justice thing, but I think I can live another life doing the right thing all the time.
And we recognize that what we do isn't always... It doesn't always bring satisfaction or happiness, and it alone won't bring out the best in society, but somebody's got to do it.
Honestly, it kind of makes me feel guilty for considering anything else.
I know.
Is that the point?
For people who understand it that way, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I internally know I'm not getting a gift basket on this one. So
Wait, did
I
you say that
have-
out loud?
no, internally.
Okay, okay.
Internally, I'm definitely not going to get a
Internally,
basket
I'm
on
like,
this one.
not getting a gift basket here. Wow.
Jamal was gonna stand up before he goes and like shake it. It was a him, right?
Mhm.
Thank you for your service.
Shake his hand and like pull him into one of those kind of
Bro
things.
hugs.
Yeah, bro hug, but like a lasting one, not just a let go thing. And just say into his ear, "Just know I mean it. I'm sorry." And lets him go.
He just bows to all of you and steps out of the room. Silent as a shadow.
I am so depressed right now.
I'm not really comfortable with the idea of a whole group of mages appointing them judge and jury and executioner.
Yeah, no, he was that guy looked like he could use as much.
Helena?
No.
Therapy.
Therapy.
Yeah,
that
people
guy's
would need
haunted.
more therapy if they went to see Helena.
Then again, I'm tempted.
By Helena?
No. To have someone be in there to see what the heck is going on.
I'm at least gonna go to a meeting, but
If everyone looks as depressed as this kid.
yeah, I don't think it's for me.
If this
But
is
I
who
want to
they
know as much
said.
as I can.
Yeah, no, they did not leave a lasting impression. If that's who they said, he's like, I don't care. You do what you want. I'm gonna be depressed.
I am guilt-ridden right now.
More serious.
Yeah,
They
he's
take this very
honest.
seriously.
He did not sugarcoat what he does. That's
No.
why I asked the question that I did. Because if he says that they have to do terrible things, I want to know what kind of terrible things. And
That's fair.
he answered very frankly, and I appreciate that.
It kind of feels like that thing about the kind of people who want to be cops. You know?
Oh yeah.
A little frightening there. Alright.
There's a soft knock at the door.
Please come in.
And this would be the Adamantinero.
Please come
A
in.
man comes in. He has an athletic build. He's a little shorter than average. Still stylish, but a close-cut haircut, clean-shaven. He's wearing, like, cargo pants and a well-fitted t-shirt. And he steps into the room. And he goes, "You're the new guys, huh? Judging by who just left, I'm guessing the mood's been a little down."
Yeah.
You guessed right, but he was real.
He was. They do what they think is right.
Jeez. Okay.
So what do we call you?
I'm Lucan.
Lucan.
Yep,
Okay.
Lucan.
The-
And I'm here to tell you a little bit about the Adamantine Order and
Oh, I called
see
that
if it's
arrow.
something you guys would be
Okay.
interested
Is
in.
it order or arrow?
Arrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Go
I don't have a
on.
bracer anymore.
The gist of what we believe, since that's the most important piece, is that life is about conflict. Life is about us pushing ourselves to the limit, pushing ourselves against boundaries to grow stronger.
Sounds like for you, Danny.
I can see where Ouroboros goes.
Okay.
We believe that the best way to use magic and the best mages that we can be is to seek perfection. And in order to help others reach for that unobtainable goal, you yourself have to first commit to it. So we're all about becoming the best that we can be. We serve as the warriors and protectors for other mages because we recognize that you have to put others before yourself. And that duty and honor and loyalty allow you to provide to other people the kind of help that they need.
So in a way, and don't take this the wrong way, you guys are the less depressing version of the Guardians.
The Guardians believe that the ends justify the means. And we would tell you that the means determine who you are.
I mean, I'm more in alignment with that. I like a lot of the stuff that you said, but see, I had this conversation with my Army recruiter in high school, and being told that when you're going into the military, that by the person that you say, I don't like war, and they tell you this isn't about war, this is about securing peace. It's a real interesting fine line that you usually find out later. They don't have any idea what it's like to actually see peace. So how the heck are they going to actually create it?
That's fair. I don't think any of us have ever known peace. But I think we're all better people for it. I don't mean that peace is a bad thing or we shouldn't want a world free of the threat of bodily harm. But if everything in life is easy, you're never going to be able to grow into something more. There's got to be resistance to build new strength. And there has to be the opportunity to fail for you to truly understand and appreciate success. And that's what we believe. We believe all existence is about confrontation and conflict. Because you always need to have some sort of obstacle in your way to test yourself against and grow stronger.
I do see that. I see that.
And practically speaking, there's a lot of nasty, inhuman things out there, and somebody needs to be willing to stand up and protect other people. And we're willing to give everything we have to, up to and including our lives, to do that.
Do y'all not think that it's kind of weird having these orders to begin with? Because why is it strange to imagine this same mentality on somebody who also likes to pile over their books?
It's not. Every order serves a function. The Diamond all trace their lineage back to Atlantis. And in Atlantis, every one of these orders was created to serve a function. We all complement each other. The Arrow serves. We do our best to be selfless and to sacrifice and to protect others. The Silver Ladder helps guide others, and they help smooth things over. They help ease people's concerns and hopefully, if they're doing their job right, build up better leaders than we had before. The Mysterium's job is to understand magic and to preserve it. And the Guardians of the Veil are to act as a safeguard, to make sure that no mage becomes corrupted and that no mage turns on their fellows, and to make sure that we understand what the real threats are. So it's not like we think that every order has its own responsibility and you should join whichever one you feel like fits you best.
That's the thing, though. If you boil all of this stuff down, right, to its core, we believe that every conflict is an opportunity to grow because you're testing yourself for resilience and you're building resilience. I agree with that. That's not a problem. You tell me history is precious and that should be preserved and it should be protected by people from people that would misuse it. I agree with that. That's important. All of these things are pretty equally important.
Mm-hmm.
So it's such an odd thing that you all felt a need to, I don't know,
Make it exclusive to one set of people.
You have to divide the labor somehow. Everyone can't be good at everything right at the start. So the labor had to be divided, and that's why the Pentacle exists and the Diamond exists, is to work together. We help cover for each other's weaknesses, and we help provide our strengths to the whole. If you think of a hand, each individual finger by itself can't accomplish what the hand can. It's only when they're united together that they become a hand and that they can do what a hand does. It's the same with the orders. It's only if we work together and are united that we can accomplish anything worthwhile.
How
So
you
what
feel
about-
like that's going?
Sometimes it's easier than other times. Mages are a complicated lot.
People are a complicated lot. What about the Free Council?
A lot of strong opinions among people about the Free Council. On the one hand, they were given the opportunity to have wealth and glory in this world, and they chose to give that up to protect us. That's admirable. And trying to understand the modern world and understand the supernal truths that are reflected in modern society is a good thing. But they also have their flaws. The Free Council is more likely to accept something new and untested than old and unproven. New and untested than old and proven. Because it's old. And they tend to think that because it's new, it must be better than what we had before. So sometimes they ignore the fact that sometimes the way we do things and is because it's worked for this long. Because it is the best way to do things. So, don't think they're bad people, and I don't think that they're necessarily wrong. They have their own weaknesses, just like everybody else, and if we can all work together, we can overcome those weaknesses.
So the adamantine arrow is warriors, protectors, etc. How do our Arcanthus fit well in there? Because it's a little more mind and...
No one is a greater protector than someone who can ensure that bullets will magically miss their target because of luck.
That's true.
And the ability to manipulate time makes you excellent. The other thing to understand, though, is yes, we are an order of warriors and protectors, but that doesn't just mean martially. One of the tenets of our order is that adaptability is strength. You have to always adapt to the situation. You should always be working on your weaknesses and trying to overcome them and trying to build it better. So there are just as many scholars and poets as there are martial artists and gunslingers in the order. What unites us all is our commitment to perfecting ourselves and our commitment to duty, honor, and sacrifice.
So, have you ever heard the Kelly Clarkson song, What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger? That's the vibe I'm getting from you guys.
That's the vibe you should get.
Okay.
That's what we're about.
Just wanted to double check.
It's actually a spell.
How... So I have two questions. Number one, Black Adam, what is he in? I forgot if anyone said.
I don't know who that is. You'd have to describe him to me.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
He's in the Guardians of the Veil.
Second question. Kind of a litmus test at this stage, but met Helena today.
Helena. Yeah. She's something. I don't know if I'd call her good or bad, but she's something.
Like that
I also
response better
love
than
that
I
Helen
like
is
the,
now our
How do you feel about Helena?
You know who we didn't ask that? The Guardian.
Oh, please.
I don't feel like we need to.
I don't think we.
I will say, some people love her, some people hate her, and she uses it to her strength either way. Best thing you can do is acknowledge what she's about and move on.
She's gonna manipulate everybody she talks to.
But you can't manipulate someone whose only goal is to serve others and fulfill their duty. If you don't have ambition, there's nothing there to manipulate.
All right.
So-
I have everything I need to know.
I'll be honest, I was not particularly leaning in any direction that would make me think I'd be a good fit for you initially. Kind of wondering if that's the case now. I think that I could bring that attitude into anything that I chose to do regardless. So I appreciate what you're about. I do have a general question that kind of applies to all of you guys, because you talked about the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to want to know about a gift basket in a minute. But something that I feel like is absent. Where are the tendons connecting all of these fingers to the palm? Because it feels very much like all of you guys are not actually together.
More like an octopus with tentacles doing its own thing.
The impression I got is that the silver ladder is the one sort of trying to do that, but it doesn't feel very connected.
They feel the weirdest.
The-
Maybe that's just me.
The centralized focus can be found in two places. The first one is with the concilium. We're all members of the concilium, and that unites us in a way that other things don't. And how well each order works together is largely dependent on how well their leadership can work together. We have better relationships with others, but overall, at the highest levels, we are able to work together. But everyone also knows that what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are, and you play to your strengths, and you help cover for the weaknesses of others until they're strong enough to do it themselves. You're not going to be able to see the coordination at the lowest levels. Because at the lowest levels of the order, of any of the orders, it's not about coordinating with the other sides. It's about honing your skills, proving your worth, and learning how to do your job. And then as you grow in higher in it, you start to see it more. You guys, if I heard right, Alpheus is the one who sort of picked you guys up, right? I mean, have you met anybody else from his cabal? That whole cabal, they have members in every single order. But they all still work together in spite of that. None of them let their understanding of their order and what they do overshadow the greater purpose that they all have.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That answer your question?
Ish.
More or less.
Thank you.
I can say that right now, there isn't really an overarching external pressure that is pushing us all to work together. So everyone is sort of doing their own thing right now.
My eyes go back out the
I
window.
know.
But every time that something has come up and that pressure has been applied, we've been able to rally together and work together. So I've been here a while, and I have yet to see any times where we weren't able to work together when we needed to.
Question that I probably should have asked several people ago. Does magic prolong human life?
It can. Depends on the kind of magic.
Okay.
You can use life magic to refresh the body and keep it in peak condition.
No, I was just, you said you'd been here for a while, and I started thinking hundreds of years, like...
No, I've been in the Concilium for about 13 years.
Okay.
So.
How old are you?
How old am I now?
Ish. Like, were you a child when you awoke, or?
Do child wake child
They
children?
can. It's usually pretty rare. They usually don't last very long. I think I'm 32 now.
Lost track.
It's been a long time since it mattered.
I hear that.
Awakened society has so few people in it that things like age, sex, race aren't really distinguishing factors anymore because you can't afford to cut anybody out on frivolous things like that.
So I take it you don't participate in normal society much anymore.
I do sometimes. It's just what my age is doesn't really matter. If there's something that I want to do that normal society blocks me from, I find a way around it.
I was just thinking like family members celebrating your birthday or something.
Oh, I don't have any family around here.
Oh,
Okay.
But I also, my duty is here, so I'm not going to leave.
it's fair enough, I suppose.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Hopefully I'll see you guys around. Take care.
Did I ask your name?
Lucan.
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 Right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Sorry.
And he'll turn around and head out the door. As he turns around, you can tell that he is concealed carrying.
Well, that just sold it for me.
So with him, I get the military vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That was initially the turnoff for Jamal. Like, no.
Since I just
Like-
retired from the military, it's like, I don't
Yeah.
think I want to go back
I
yet.
think it is good to remember that they are described not as soldiers, but as warriors.
Yeah.
There is a difference there.
Yeah.
Jamal really likes the idea of like shaping yourself from the hardship. That is
Yeah.
very like he works with that with kids every day. But like
Yeah.
So as he goes out, Alpheus slips back in.
Oh my goodness.
And he's
I
like,
never let you off.
"Oh, how was that, guys?"
That was a lot.
Wow.
I bet.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah,
to
now.
think about.
keep thinking that I'm gonna maybe not feel like I'm drinking from a fire hose sometime.
It takes a little while for that to wear off.
I kind of figured.
On the upside, you can start to take it slower now.
Can we?
I mean, assuming you don't have... Kind of looks around. Weird things. Like, you could tell he was about to say something a lot more
Yeah.
Yeah.
direct. And then he's like, maybe I should keep in mind where I am. As long as you don't have weird things happen to you again.
Does he have our shadow names yet? Okay.
Oh, no, yeah, he was in the room when you guys gave him, so
Okay.
he
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
now.
Okay. Good.
Why
I
do you
couldn't
guys keep
remember.
looking at the boathouse?
I think it's kind of
Really?
a place where
Take a
things
look.
happen.
Like, really take a look.
I guess I'll glance over with Mage.
As I said, if you use Mage Sight, you see the same thing that Keith had seen. It is this maelstrom of, like, time and fate and sand and glass all converging on that point.
So were they not seeing that when they look out the window?
So you only see it if you're using Mage Sight.
Oh, I guess I just assumed everybody once they get that just uses it
So
all the
I was-
time.
It makes it difficult sometimes to see what regular people can see. So when Jamal looks at it in Mage Sight, he can see that the boathouse is like the fulcrum point of the divine machine. Like it is an inflection point. Things hang in the balance on what happens there.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like having a good assortment of people in your cabal is
Probably
a good idea.
Yeah.
That looks like when our cat got into the yarn basket.
That's an interesting way to
That-
describe it.
Looks to me like
Wait, why doesn't what it looks like to me?
What's it look like to you?
A tree?
A tree?
Yeah.
A tree.
to me it's like a cog that's caught waiting to burst one direction or another. Like it is going to be a violent something one way or
It
another.
is a maelstrom and a knot of fate and time
Looks like spaghetti in
and
space.
connection.
Spaghetti in space with sand and glass.
Like so much hangs on that place and time.
If it were a necklace, I would throw it away.
yeah.
I wouldn't even try.
What is Arcana Matter?
That took way too long for me to process.
So manipulating matter is manipulating like physical matter. So like making things harder or softer, changing what like phase of matter they're in, like that sort of thing.
Okay, okay.
I'd
Just
be like,
make
"Wait,
sure.
there's
It is quite literally matter.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's I would
It's
inspire
like,
you.
ugh.
Yeah,
We
that
don't
hurts
have to be in
look
a
at.
hurry to choose what order we
No,
want.
and you can keep exploring your options. Like they
Okay.
just basically come give every new person like a basic pitch so that you get the idea, and then they'll try and bring you more in. They'll try and introduce you to other members, get you to see more sides of their order, that type of thing.
Is there a timeline?
No.
So what if somebody was just
Doesn't.
like the eternal student that just is always
You can,
going to
but until you
classes?
officially are initiated into an order, you don't get access to any other resources, and the order might decide that if you're going to take that long to make a choice, you're not really
Yeah.
worth it.
That's fair.
Like
I
if you're
wouldn't
that
do
indecisive about what you're going to do, a lot of the orders will lose interest in
It's
you.
fair.
We all agree what's the last choice. I feel like.
Helena?
Say silver ladder.
That's more her cabal.
I was gonna say, when you say that, you could see Alphys is. I was like, yeah.
So I would say the Guardians. I don't think I belong there.
That
It makes me
one
feel
is-
guilty.
That one is my
Yeah,
number
I
5.
I want to know as much as I can about them because I feel like they're important, but I don't think I'm a good fit
I
for
don't
them.
think I am either. I think as soon as somebody named
that
Whimsy
everything
walked up to them,
that
they'd be like, "We do
need
not
to
want
do
you,
here?
Also
or we
true.
want you, and we want to crush you, and make sure you never do anything exciting ever, because that would be irresponsible."
It's also useful to talk to different members of the order. They
Yeah.
the
That's
ones
fair.
they send for the pitch meeting tend to have a pretty specific viewpoint that they present.
Is there like a massive mage bar or something we can mingle?
Depends who you want to get in touch with.
This feels like when the vet was like, socialize your dog, but don't take it out to meet other dogs.
I mean, it sounds like you guys have an open invitation to go visit the whiskey room. That's not something everybody gets.
Can I give it
I
to
know
someone
more
else?
than a few people who are persona non grata in that establishment.
Persona non grata.
Wow.
More than a few.
I just
Wow.
want to get on that list.
Piss them off. Piss them off real good.
Well, number 5's on, or Guardians
And I mean,
of the
I know
Galaxy
people who can
number
give you the
5.
fast track on how to do that.
Calling her a Karen didn't do the trick?
Did you
No.
actually
She's
call
probably
her?
gotten way worse
She
called to her.
Oh yeah, I feel like that was probably mild. for
Look,
some of
if
the
you want to
insults.
know something about Helena, you need to know. She knows what she's doing, and she's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, I gather.
Is that
So you
better?
calling her a Karen, like, she doesn't take it personally. That's not who she is.
That's good at least.
It's the role she's playing.
You know what? I'm willing to give
Okay.
her a third chance.
If you want to learn more about Helena,
Who said?
I don't know that you want to, but if you wanted
I
to,
think I just spent one night with
go
her.
have a conversation with Lorcan about her.
Oh, you ask him about the hand.
They share a lot in common.
Sure.
Don't
Okay,
tell him I told you that.
I don't know. Also, I really do want to talk to him.
They share a lot in common.
Interesting.
And he has a hand that she is deeply curious about.
Okay, but I have like a general question now, and I feel like you're just kind of our guy. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
So, how do relationships work in this? Like, do people just have regular relationships?
They can. It can be kind of hard sometimes because like your significant other is never going to see things the way you're able to see them. So it
Unless
is
you're in the same. That's
even more so. Like how would you describe what you have seen in the last 3 days to a regular person? Like they don't even have kind of a frame of reference for that. That's not to say it's impossible. It's just like it can make it difficult. So there are often relationships that stay within mages.
That's kind of what I figured it would have to be. Like,
It doesn't have to be that way, and some mages,
have relationships with normal people.
I mean, you're still a regular person at some
I
level.
don't think we are.
Oh, okay.
See
Silver
that?
ladder.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No, not that we're better, but now we are different.
So it's not insurmountable, but like any relationship, it requires work. The only problem with mages having relationships with others is if things don't always end amicably, it can have... Let me give you a great example. The fastest way to get on Helena's bad side is to start hanging around Cassandra. That will put you on her blacklist so fast.
Was she in Cassandra?
They weren't in like an actual like romantic relationship, but they were in the same cabal at one point, and from what I have heard, they were pretty close friends. But that's no longer the case, as Cassandra left that cabal and formed her own, and is pretty unabashedly anti-Helena.
Let me guess. Cassandra told her something she didn't want to hear.
I don't know the details. All I know is it was messy. You want to know the details? I would ask Lorcan if you get the chance. He apparently was aware of the intimate details of what happened.
Now I'm just curious.
Oh, an HT.
All I know is whatever happened with them, Lorcan keeps his distance from both of them when possible.
That's fair.
to know.
When Helena said that he owed her a favor for letting you guys go, that was not a friendly thing. That was a...
Gathered.
Sounds like a threesome that went wrong.
Kind of.
So, I don't know the details. I haven't asked for the details because I don't want to know
That's
the
fine.
details. But they will... Both of them are pretty level-headed in most things, but when it comes to the other one, they'll do things just to piss the other one off out of spite.
Okay.
Alright.
And
That was just a curiosity thing mostly.
yeah, no, so that tends to be how it works. And there are some relationships that work out just fine. The head of the Mysterium and the head of the Adamantine Order are and have been involved for a while.
Huh.
Yeah, they make it work.
I would almost assume the people in the same orders are more likely to get together.
Depends on the person.
Yes, that's fair.
I imagine it would be more likely Cabal, because they're the ones you're spending the most time around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and sometimes cabals fall apart or membership changes. It's a fluid thing.
Makes sense.
No, well, for like the 5th time today, now what?
Suppose we just.
We'll go back home and keep looking on solo.
I need to speak with a Mysterium.
Okay.
Yeah, that
That can be
representative
arranged.
again.
Yeah.
So, we have however long we want to figure out how we want to affiliate ourselves.
I mean, within reason. Like
within reason.
they'll pressure you to make a choice.
Okay,
but
so they'll reach out to us.
if they feel like you were a good fit, or if they think that you would be valuable to the organization, they'll reach out to you. If you're interested in them, you can reach out to them. It's not a one-way
But how
street.
would we reach out to them?
How do
Because
we
the
talk to
only one
anybody?
we know is you.
I put you in touch.
Oh, so you keep being our handler.
He's our handler. Yeah.
I don't have to be, but I choose to.
Aww.
I like you too.
Let's say that helping keep people in touch gives some advantages to our cabal, and it's a good way of keeping tabs on what's going on
That's fair.
around town.
Nobody
What's
loses
the
here.
whole- Yeah, what's the whole
Exactly.
purpose of your Cabal?
Where to
Heavy
begin?
That's a great question. I can tell you what I've been told. I happen to know that what I've been told is definitely not all of the facts.
That's pretty
How
simple.
big is your cabal?
There's like 9 or 10 of us.
Okay.
There are only 3 people in the cabal that I know of that know everything that goes on. Everybody else only knows pieces of it. But I mean, you've met Lorcan. He won't tell you things that he doesn't want you to know, but he also doesn't. He doesn't lie to us. Like, we know that he's keeping things from
He
us.
just tells you, I'm not going to tell you that.
But we've also learned to trust him. So, from what I know, we try and keep tabs on everything, and we try to keep the peace as best we can.
You're the mediators.
Sometimes we also just like to be aware of what's going on so we can step in, and I work with Lorcan a lot, and we sort of help nudge people in the right direction to help smooth things over and resolve stuff.
You're one of the tendons.
Sure.
You have no
I
idea what I'm
think.
talking about.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
I feel like the tendons are more individual people.
I mean, I feel like, yeah. That,
So
it
you
would
could
have
be a
to
tendon in any group
It makes
that you chose.
sense to me that you
I-
should have a
I
whole
will
group of
warn you
people
all
dedicated
before I
to
just
it,
start
but
showing you all around and making your introductions. Most people don't have a problem with me. Lorcan and the rest of the cabal,
The whole rest of your cabal?
certain members of them, not everybody trusts or likes. They're whatever Lorcan and the rest of them are up to in the top there doesn't always make them friends. And it's not always in certain individuals' best interests.
it's hard to be a tendon when you're making enemies.
It's hard to get anything done in this town when you're not making enemies.
Oh, so fair. So he
I
keeps spending.
specifically stay out of a lot of it to keep in everyone's good graces so that I can do what I do. But
I like that.
don't mistake everything that we do as altruistic, because it isn't.
Oh no, I get it.
And Lorcan wouldn't tell you it was.
No,
I
like I said,
appreciate that.
nobody
Probably the
loses here.
first
You learn
honest
things.
sentence from any of these
Yeah.
groups, honestly.
We will use you, but we'll let you know you're being used, and usually it'll be to some benefit to you and some benefit to us.
More
Yeah,
honest
fair.
than any man I've ever dated.
honey.
Also, just know
We're gonna
that
have to set you
not
up with
everyone
some
else
better
in my
people.
cabal is actually friendly or gets along with other people or are people you want to meet.
Oh, that's fine.
Fair warning right now, that's like not all of them.
I mean, isn't that any group of people anywhere?
Yeah, but they're a little... Some of them are a little different.
All right.
All right.
Feel like we've got some things to think about. Maybe even discuss amongst ourselves.
Wouldn't be bad to use
Alright.
each other as sounding boards.
Yeah.
And those that invited us to meetings, I'd like to go to their meetings just to learn more.
Yeah.
That's
I would be willing to go to a Guardian meeting. I don't think that
Yeah, I
wanna
don't
join
think
them,
they're a
though.
good fit for me, but I want to.
I don't know that
as much as
there'll
I
be a
can.
meeting you can go to. There might be a few people that you can talk
Yeah.
with.
I thought he kind of invited us to one.
Sorta.
Did I?
Or maybe
I
no,
might have misinterpreted that.
They don't have open meetings, as it were. At
but
least
the
not...
Free Council has the open meetings. He said, "Come to us if you want to, if you have more questions."
Yeah.
Uh,
Guardians play things close to the vest.
I would like to learn as much as they're comfortable letting me know before I would be willing to set foot anywhere close to the work. I don't think it's going to be a fit for me, but I do want to be able to appreciate what they do.
And it felt like they weren't going to let you close to the work until you kind of joined up anyway.
That is typically how they work.
Mm.
And
Good line
even if you
training.
think you're close to the work,
Oh,
based
I
on
don't
discussions
expect
I've had with some of my Cabal members that are in the Guardians, just assume that it's all a facade and you're not actually close to it. There are layers upon layers in that place.
Are
Sounds
your
terrible.
Cabal members all miserable and depressed too?
Sometimes.
I mean,
Sometimes
sometimes
not.
it's everybody, but like those specific ones are not always.
Not always. But I wouldn't get on their bad sides.
I don't intend to.
Part of the reason our Cabal exists is to allow some of our more impassioned members to make the best use of their skills while having somebody to rein them in and point them in the right direction to control the chaos that's left in their wake.
Gotcha.
It's fair. All right.
We had to ride home?
Are we going home?
I don't know. We don't have
You
home
said
here.
introductions. Does that mean now, or is that a later thing?
Oh no, I'll set it up later. You guys
Okay.
are tired.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Again.
Yeah.
It's all we're getting these days, feels like.
It's that whole fire hose situation. I think that just takes a lot out of you, even though it puts a lot in you too.
Yes, but also.
Don't think too hard about it. I'm tired.
If there's just going to be constant fire hose. Just keep going.
Gotta write that one down, Danny.
And I think that is where we will leave it for tonight. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope to see you next time. See ya.
Yeah.